Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing wonderful. We'll go down through the list here in just a second. But anyway, hope everybody's having a great day. I want to tell you what, today went fast. It was busy around me, but it made the day go quick. So that was always a bonus. Anyway, let's go. We'll start with the chat real quick. Uh, 30 waiting and 17 thumbs up. So all you lurkers, hello. Okay, 20 to 41. Okay. So we got Frank Stein. Hello. Good to see you. Keno. Always great. Chris Gilbert. The cat. Meemaw Pick. I'm going to get my eyeballs on. Meemaw Patriot. Jim Boswell. Hello. Let's see. Vicky. Hello. Cool Gamer. Hello. Al Bundy. Hello. So far, that's about all the names I see. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, chat again and I'll catch you. Yeah, Jim, we knew that was going to happen. They do that crap on purpose coming out of California. Hey, Bev. And the funny thing is, somebody has to pay for that when it gets here. So, let California keep eating the price. If it's not getting to us, I mean, we already paid for it. So, there's going to be hell to pay. Becky Justice, hello. I want to tell you what, if y'all don't know Becky Justice, get to know her. She's a beautiful person. I'll never forget her as long as I live. Same way with Margaret Egner and Meemaw Patriot. Always. Those three right there, they've always been around me. Always been great supporters. I enjoy their time. I enjoy everybody's time. Like I say, it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have a show. That's why I try to base most of my show around the chat. So I want to make sure I hear you all because I want y'all to have a voice too. Anybody's got anything to talk about, I mean, all you got to do is just come up and we can visit about it. Like I said, I don't know if Mr. B's going to be here tonight or not because I don't know if he went to see his kids or not. I haven't heard from him. His grandbabies. I'll tell you what, family comes first. Family and freedom and getting out and enjoying life. And this is just all talk. So all you have to do is just get out and enjoy life. And if you can make it here, that's awesome. If you can't, I understand. I don't get upset. I don't own anybody. I don't want to own anybody. I'm not a slave owner. But I enjoy all the time I get with every one of y'all. Some of y'all have some pretty witty stuff to say, and some of y'all are just downright just beautiful people. Guys that shave better stock up on razors. Alrighty then. Yeah, there's a little gal that lives upstairs. She says that she ain't got razors. She says, man, they're getting outrageous. Well, worst case scenarios, we all go back to apes, I guess, if no one can afford razors anymore. We'll all just be a bunch of hairy critters. So anyway, thank each and every one of y'all for being in here. 62 already. That is awesome. Hell, we're not even 10 minutes into the show. I've only been on for about 6 minutes because I was late. But no, it's... Get what you needed?
Yeah.
Okay. So no, it's great to see y'all in here. Yes, open forum, always open forum here. I want to hear from everybody, not just one or two. I want to hear from everybody. Maybe I did read I read your chat. Like I said, I try to read each and every one of them. Until we get over 100, 120, then it gets so damn fast I can't keep up. And trying to run a show too, and it's not that it's tough once it's up and going, but just trying to keep a conversation going and try to read the chats. It can get overwhelming at times. And if people don't have a show of their own, they understand real quick if they ever start a show. They wear you out just trying to keep up. That's why I dropped back a few days, because it's just one of those deals that it just got too much for me. And I mean, I didn't have time to do anything. Paula Work, hello. Mary Freeland, hello. Wet and chilly in North Carolina. Yeah, I don't celebrate Easter real well. I'm not a big fan of Easter. One of the world's worst massacres in world history was Easter Day. And so I don't celebrate. I mean, I'll recognize it. Don't get me wrong. But one of the world's worst massacres worldwide was on Easter. Karen Thompson. The whole first season was playing of the Chosen Three. Okay. Now, there's a lot of people that celebrate a lot of things. And I don't understand why they celebrate. It's just because we all used to celebrate it no matter what. And yeah, Easter Sunday was one of the world's worst massacres in the history of the world with humans. I don't see much celebration there. That's why I don't celebrate it. I don't celebrate. And Valentine's Day don't bug me because it doesn't really revolve around a whole hell of a lot of anything. But Valentine's Day and Halloween are the two world's worst. Now, why they made them holidays, I don't know. We pick a better day or something. And it's all in history. I mean, you just go back and look at the real history. Don't listen to your books that you learn in high school. Susie D, hello. Yeah, Susie D. I know a lot of people that had the same fate on Easter. It can be a rough time. I want to tell you, Easter is it's a good excuse to get people together. Now, I'll give you that. And I'm going to tell you what, it's beautiful because all the ladies and gentlemen out there that have children, they dress them up. You know, everybody's prim and proper, and it's good. But the thing is, you know, you got to remember, if they're getting together for a gathering to celebrate a holiday, why does it have to be judged? You know, why do you have to be like $1 million just to show up? You know, and that's one thing that's one reason I got away from the churches, is because, you know, if I wasn't dressed just properly, you know, I get criticized. And I'm like, I didn't come here for a fashion show. I come here to learn. You're either going to teach me or not. And, you know, if you don't want to teach me, then I'll just go to house, because I ain't going to learn a damn thing. Yeah, Becky Justice, but that was not on Easter. Sorry. Yeah, you know what, Meemaw Patriot, you are correct. You are correct. It's a time for celebrate what Jesus Christ did for us, not bunnies and colored eggs. I don't even know where all that come from. I went and looked, and I was trying to find any kind of biblical reference to colored eggs and Easter bunnies, and I'm thinking it had nothing to do with what happened. He is risen, our only hope, as I am lost and found man. Yep, yep, the cat, that is correct. That is correct. But anyway, Ramona Perez. Trudy Huddleston, hello. It's a pagan. Yeah, that's kind of what I feel. And I'm not trying to bust anybody's bubble because I know a lot of people love it. Kaiser Sose say rabbits and eggs are a symbol of fertility attributed to the goddess Ishtar. You know, I have read something about that. I can't remember what I read because it's been several years back, and I'd have to dig through a lot of trash in my mind to remember. But I have read something about that. Andy Heinrich, hello. It's good to see you all coming in here tonight. So anyway, yeah, no, it's great to see y'all. But
We're gonna run trash out.
okay, okay. Anyway, trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Can I share your bigot news? No, we can't.
Okay.
This is my friend. She's had to show up, so I figured I'd let her see what I do. She doesn't know I do all this, so but she shows up occasionally. So might as well. Our first great granddaughter was born yesterday morning. Well, congratulations, Andy, Heinrich. That's great news. That's great news. I don't have any great grandkids yet, but I do have. Grandkids, but not great grandkids. I was a granddaddy at 36 years old. 36. Yeah, she's a pretty girl. She's not one of them youngins. She's just she hangs around because they like visiting with the older people. Some of them enjoy visiting with the older people because there's wisdom, and they don't have any. Yeah, she's just a matter of fact. She's moving in my little apartment up there. I've got. She needs a place, and her and her little beau decided not to get married, and it went kind of sideways on them. So he left, and she ain't get the money to stay on in her own place. So I'll give her that one to stay in. As long as she pays the bills, that's all I care. So, it's one of those deals. Hell, there ain't nobody living there anyway, so I might as well. I already pay the bills there. I ain't going to get up too high, even when she's there. So I try to help people all I can. I offered it to Ken Carson at one time. He was wanting to come out in here and visit for a while. I told him he could stay, and he didn't accept a studio in that apartment and all that crap. And that never panned out, which is fine. Well, thank you, Mima and Bev. I try to help everybody I can. I've offered it to. I even got a 66-year-old man that works for me, and he don't really like where he's staying. Plus, he lives in a camper, and I got another apartment. And I told him he can move in. I don't care. Like I said, I pay the bills anyway. I pay, and it's all paid off to me. I don't like renting because they don't take care of it. But the 66-year-old man, he works for me, and so I know where he's at. I know where to find him if something goes sideways. And this little gal, she comes down and cleans for me, and if I decide I want something to eat, she'll go get it or she'll cook it. So I just pay them to hang around, and and I like company. Like I said, I don't like. Like I said, I'm semi-retired, so I don't do a whole hell of a lot. I got money coming in, so that's the main thing. But I'm not looking to get rich. Yeah, Trudy, I want to tell you what, I've done a lot of bad things in my life. I cuss, I smoke, I drink. And, I may go to hell either way, but I want to tell you what, if I get judged by my heart, no one will ever cuss me for my heart. I've always had a good heart. And that's just all there is to it. Christopher Sander, hello. Yeah, I don't, I don't cuss somebody because they need help. Sometimes everybody needs help. I had to have help a couple times from my stepdad 10 years ago. I'm in my 40s, and here I am still getting, $500 from my stepdad every now and again, once every 3 or 4 months. Now I'd pay him back within a week, but I just run my money dry at that time. And then I'd need a little help. He'd help me out. I'd have to take a 2-hour ass eating every time, but he'd help me out. So anytime I need money, I always set 2 hours aside so I get my ass eaten. But it was one of those deals that you do what you got to do. And that's what I do for people now. I mean, my stepdad raised me right. I try to take care of people. But you guys also got to let them know that, there needs to be some help back, and it needs to be paid back. Yes, I'm a youngster. Yeah, Ramona, if I'm not mistaken, we was born the same damn year. You was born in November. You're a month older than me. So, if I'm a youngster, so are you. I deal with a lot of 20-year-olds around here, and they all come to me for answers. Every one of them. Men, women, you name it, it don't matter. I'm either Uncle Shane or Hefe. Half of them I have no kin to. Yeah, and so it's all. Yes, Mr. Boswell is older than me. I think by 10 years. I think he's 60 or 61, and I'm 51. Yeah, he's right there at 9, 10 years older than me. So yeah, I try to do my best with people. I really do. Like I said, we can have all the joys in the world, but if you don't have somebody to share it with, what good is it? I mean, okay, Jim says he's 62. Okay, so he's 11 years older than me. Jay Fritz. Oh yeah, Jay, you are correct. You are correct. All things, it always gets into your finances, but we're going to spell it. We're going to send it either way to either to the government or we're going to spend it. And I only spend what I need to spend, just to keep me uh, what I need, and the rest of it, what am I going to do with it? I don't need it, but if I can help somebody, I'm going to. Robert Lawrence, hello. No, I'm gonna. If somebody needs help and I've got it, I'm going to help. I've been that way for 10 years now. No, Astro. I don't know anybody that's enjoying a Bud Light this evening. You'll be 51 in May. Yeah, Ramona, I'll be 52 in December. I'm actually older than you. Yeah, Coors Light, Astro. That is correct. Matter of fact, I just popped one. Yep, I just popped one. Yep. Oh my God, I've got my nephew decided he wanted to take. I got a half a block here, and he wanted to take a quarter of the block and make it. You'll be married in 50 years in July. Wow, 70 in September. You're the same age as my mother. My mom just turned 70, or just fixing to. She's just fixing to turn 70. Jay Fritz had his first grandchild at 73. Wow, my first grandchild was at 36. Roddy York, hello. Wow, 73. Spoiling the heck out of him. I bought some Shiner Bock and Michelob Light for guests tomorrow. All right, Ramona, are you anywhere close? And Ronnie York, you do not look like you're in your 70s. I'm sorry. You look like you're in your late 50s. So you're doing pretty good. I went and watched a little bit of Ronnie's show last night uh, with him and Big Chap. I've seen some of the videos that's playing and stuff. It's pretty interesting. He's got a neat little show. I like it. I like it. I go over and listen to him for a while, and I check on Creek, and then, you know, I try to make my rounds. I try to say hello to everybody, but and I know I put a hello or some crap in Ronnie's last night. But anyway, I'm going to have Keno drop the link, if you don't mind, Keno. And we'll see if somebody wants to come up. I seen the one where you was. It was shortly after you started. I don't remember what it was called, but there was three people on there talking. Uh, I can't even remember what the subject was, to be honest with you, Ronnie. It was late enough that I'd already had a few drinks, so I'm going to be honest. I had a few drinks, so thank you, Keno. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to anybody. Like I said, when I went over to Ronnie's last night, yeah, Derek Johnson was on there. Yes, he was wearing the cowboy hat or the hat, or yeah, Derek Johnson was on there, and there was two on the left talking about, quizzing him and interviewing him. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing, bud? Jay Fritz, your cat's sleeping on your Wi-Fi box and just fell off. Yeah, that would have been great. I'd said a few words, but I never got an invite, and I wasn't going to push it, because sometimes people just want to have a conversation just with whoever's there, and I was not one of the, you know, one of the. I didn't see a link, so I wasn't going to, invite myself. And I chatted a few times, and I didn't get anybody's attention, or I thought it. Well, if I did, then it was you always in your own stuff, and that would have been fine. And I didn't have a problem with that. Yeah, you and Big Chat, I like both y'all. Y'all are a lot of fun. Uh, Hang on a second. Do what now?
We're gonna go dump things.
Okay. Okay.
And we'll be back.
Okay.
Do you need anything?
The dump closed at 5, so you have to dump in
Well,
the
we're
trash
gonna
can.
go to the dumpsters.
There's one right out here. No one uses it but me.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, some are. Only reason I don't turn it on is because, okay, I'm going to tell you all the truth. You know why I don't turn my camera on all the time, ladies and gentlemen? Because I drink beer and I smoke cigarettes. And I've got so much criticism over the last 3 years for drinking beer and smoking cigarettes on a show. I don't smoke pot or crack or anything like that on the show, but I drink beer and I smoke cigarettes. And I just got sick of having to hear it. Hey, Mr. B. Okay, no, that's great. Yeah, the link's out there, and if it ain't, you let me know, and I'll make sure it's there for you. Yeah, Keno just dropped it again. So save it real quick, and then run and do your thing. Or I can. Well, hell, I emailed it to you, so hell, you can just go to your email and get it. I want to tell you what, I enjoy the hell out of Mr. B. He's a lot of fun. He's a lot of giggles. And I'm going to tell you, that's why I do this. Okay. Yeah, you got all the time you need, brother. You break. Now, Jay, that ain't right because I've seen you before and you don't hurt the camera whatsoever. I don't do it because, like I said, y'all probably just heard me open a beer. And I just got tired of all the criticism. And then they see, look, he's a drunk or he's an alcoholic or, all the stupid crap that comes up with it. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm here every night for y'all. Yes, I may drink a beer. I may smoke a cigarette, but I'm here for y'all. I'm glad you're here for me. And Jeremy, you're more than welcome to come up. Yeah, Pop the Top again. Good song. Alan Jackson. I don't know if he's the original writer, but I know he's the one that made that song famous. Chrissy Cat, hello. Damn. Yeah, Mr. Be up here in a minute. Like I said, he's one of my favorite people to talk to because he's so easygoing and laid back. And that's what I like. I don't like all the animosity and all that crap. That's just for the birds. I like a good conversation. I like to laugh, to cut up. He's got intelligence, so he's not, just a moron. And that's what I enjoy. And me and Jeremy last night, I love the conversation with Jeremy. He, because I have the same thing going on. I do the same thing. I do. Meemaw Patriot. Yes, there you go. Oh, yeah, Jay Fritz, you are correct. You are correct. Oh, yeah, Ronnie York. Yeah, me and you. Yeah, we have debates, and that's fun. I love a debate with Ronnie. Ronnie will bring up things that I have a different opinion on, or I bring up things he has a different opinion on, and it is fun. I enjoy the hell out because it is a debate, and we don't hate each other. Okay, Ed Brown, Cindy D says Ed Brown, and a remake was by Alan Jackson. I was going to say, I know Alan Jackson made it famous, but I didn't think he was the original writer. You know, I don't care what people. Bev. I don't care if they smoke it or. Yeah, I don't care if they smoke it. Just don't do it online, because there's a lot of people against that. Uh, so there is a certain type of morality you got to keep around other people. I'm not saying cower down to them. Just refrain yourself for a minute. And then when you're offline or off air or away from the kids, do what the hell you want to do. It's your life. Do what the hell you want to do. But yeah, around little kids or some people that don't appreciate it, just refrain for a minute. That don't mean you have to hate them or they have to hate you. Say, hey, I smoke. I want to go outside, so you ain't got to see it. If you'll give me a few minutes, I'll be back in. And I want to tell you what, I had people that hate smokers, but I always got to give them the respect that they always ask for. Someone go outside and smoke. I'll be back in here in a few minutes, and we'll go from there. And you know what? I've never had a problem with them. Never have. Harvest Mary Moon, hello. So I there's people out there that they get butt hurt over everything, and there ain't no sense of getting butt hurt. That's just silly. I mean, accept people for who they are, not what they do. Bad choices or habits is something they're going to have to fix, not you. Hang on. Yeah, they turned my quarter block into a dirt track, and now they're wanting to leave a bunch of their damn bikes here and four wheelers. Okay. I don't care. As long as they're out of the way. Mr. B, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Bub, how are you?
I haven't been online with you in forever, it seems like.
It's been a few days.
I know it. You keep hiding from me.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh.
And the one day you're usually gone, you pop in. The days I want you here, there's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, we're having a big dinner tomorrow.
Oh, yeah? Where you having that at?
Up at my daughter's.
Aurora?
Okay, what the hell? Hang on a minute, Bub. Trying to get my Facebook to work here. Or YouTube. YouTube.
Devil Dog. Nice haircut, Mr. B.
Oh, Devil Dog, bite me.
Okay.
Okay.
Hank Phelps got a question. Digital dollar, is that foreign currency? And against our... I'm going to pull this up on screen. Sorry, it keeps jumping around on me.
What in the heck?
Okay. A question, digital dollar, is it the foreign currency and against our coinage, gold and silver standard? And if it do, isn't that making citizens commit a federal crime?
There we go.
Most of your, if it's a digital dollar, it's against everything everywhere. If it is gold and silver backed, then it's a currency that's worth having. The fiat dollar was based on petroleum, and it was a lie from day one when they started. In my eyes, that's my opinion. So I would never go to a digital currency because it's too easy for the government to go, you didn't do what we told you to do, and they cut your damn shit off. You can't go buy groceries.
And hi, everybody, and happy Easter, and God bless you all for being here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice little night. Last night was a little slow. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, I watched the whole show. I just kind of kicked back, and
it's a little slow. But, I mean, hey, I'm not here to be a success. I'm just here to talk with great people.
Yeah, I agree with that, bub.
I mean,
I'm a little put off today, a little irritated.
What the hell?
Man, what's this world coming to, buddy? I tell you what, they're getting ready to come out with a plant-based Reese cup. Now, if you start messing with my peanut butter Easter eggs, we're going to have some serious issues.
I love peanut butter cups, yes.
Now they're coming out with a plant-based Reese cup. What? What's this world coming to?
Asparagus covered in chocolate, or what the hell?
Man. Now, I love my vegetarian friends, and I do everything in my power to make sure they survive. I mean, we all know animals eat plants and vegetables, so I eat as many animals as I can to save their food source. So I'm doing my part.
Right. We're trying to keep the population down so they don't overeat themselves.
Yeah.
New Dawn, hello.
Jeremy, how are you, buddy?
What's going on, y'all?
Nada.
Mr. B, what's happening? Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
you too.
Mr. B, this is Digging Up South Carolina.
Yeah, I seen him on with his
last night.
Yeah, I'm the one that did the search on the
Oh, that's right. You did.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, buddy.
Man, I think it's a lot of time last night.
My pleasure. I like to dig into stuff.
Yeah,
no matter what it is, I like to dig.
Peanut butter is not plant-based, it is nut-based.
Hey, Reese's my favorite too, man. When you said that, I just froze. When you said something about Reese's, they take me away or changing, I froze.
Well, I don't know if they're not gonna change it all. They make too much money, but they're coming out with a plant-based Reese cup.
Well, that's all right. You know, they're gonna sell 3 of them and decide that was a bad idea, and they spent $1 million building that plant to do that.
Oh man, I tell you.
Wow.
I buy Reese cups once a year. Every Easter I get the Reese eggs. You know, if they start messing with my eggs, I'm going to come unhinged now.
I wish I could say I only bought them once a year. I kill them ever since I get.
I seen where a handicapped man tried to rob a convenience store last week. Did you guys see that?
No.
Yeah, he didn't have any arm. He didn't have any arms, and they charged him with unarmed robbery.
Oh,
yeah. What was it? Is a verbal threat? I'm going to kick you. You don't give me all your money.
I couldn't resist, guys.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell my mama if you don't give me all your money. Put it in the bag and throw it over my shoulder. I got to go.
Oh, New Dawn, thank you. I am looking kind of clean tonight. Yeah. Got my head all polished up, nice and shiny.
Chrissy the cat.
And that's called turtle wax. He's good.
I use Rain-X, man. It does wonders when you're sweating.
Oh, yeah. You get in the shower and it just pours off of there.
You can go to my channel, Digging Up the Carolinas, and subscribe if you want to. Barry Freeman, I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a good time last night. It was awesome.
Yeah, I watched the entire show. You were on it last night. It was interesting.
The cat of the cat. That name
Yeah, the
is
cat.
so funny. The
Yeah,
way he told it and everything, that's just so funny. The cat.
Yeah, I love the cat. He's a good dude. Very good guy.
I'm not going to dox him, but that's why I called him Tomcat last night.
Here, Mama.
Chrissy cat. You fell for that one.
I was going to cry.
Shane, where'd you get those pictures of this place? Like this bar. I love that picture. That looks so relaxing. It's like a cigar place or something.
You are crackling, but I'm having a hard time understanding you.
Oh,
Yeah, Jeremy, you might have to come back in, buddy. You got a real serious crackle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me come back in.
Yeah, pop out and come right back in. Yeah. I need it. I'm not even going to go there because I know who it is already.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jeff B hadn't been on Mike Penny in a year, as far as I know. So I have no clue. Don't really care. Ain't none of my business. I don't pay attention to anybody but my show. If Mr. B goes on, I'll pay attention to his. If Ronnie York goes on, I'll go pay attention to his. And Big Chap, Steve Haraloaha, and D's. Other than that, I don't do.
Yep.
No, I don't go nowhere.
I do here.
Creek?
I go over and show Creek some love and Deeds and Steve, and that's just about it, bub. Once in a great while.
I like going over to Ronnie York too. Sometimes he talks about some really interesting things.
Yes, and Ronnie's a great guy. Once in a while, I will pop in and say hi to Tammy. Once in a great while.
Hello, Willie D.
Hey, Willie. Yeah, I guess my son-in-law is going to smoke a turkey for Easter tomorrow, Shane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And how far away is that?
About little over 20 minutes north of me.
Is that the Aurora area?
No. This is Rossville. No, we're not going way up north this weekend. So.
Book Girl says, where can I purchase animal-based Reese's? Yeah, no shit.
All I can tell you, babe, is bake you some little hamburger balls and dip them in chocolate. That's
hell yeah.
I would be.
Hey, chocolate burgers? Hey, I don't think that'd be bad.
They make some pretty good chocolate meat sauces, so I don't see why that would taste bad.
You probably have to use dark chocolate.
That's all right. I like dark chocolate.
Oh, hell yeah. And it's an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, and the dark is not quite as sweet.
All right. And it's actually, dark chocolate is actually good for you, where regular chocolate is not.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of sweets, Shane, be honest with you. I just don't. But
I don't either.
There's certain times of the year when certain things come out I have to have.
Oh, I know that's right. I used to have Peeps all the time.
Man,
now I can't. I don't want them. I don't even want to get close to them.
That's funny you say that, Shane, because about 3 days ago I read an article. Now they're claiming the dye in the Peeps are carcinogenic.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
You can taste it when you eat the damn things.
They're always coming up with something that causes cancer, and then 10 years later, it's the best thing on earth for you.
Well, anything that's man-made, that's been synthetically altered, is not good for your body. Sorry. Ronnie York says, Shane, Mr. B and D-Dog are always welcome on my show.
Cool. Ronnie's here. Well, thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate that, buddy. I really enjoy you.
Ramona Perez says, Peeps cause cancer. Yes, I heard that. I haven't ate Peeps in years.
I'm not much of a marshmallow guy, bub. I like them burnt to a crisp over an open fire, but
Yeah, I don't do any of them.
Now I do like the the banana. What are those moon pies? The banana moon pies.
Oh yeah.
I like that,
Harvest,
Marshall.
Harvest Mary Moon says anything with a label is bad for you.
Yeah. Yeah,
She's
just bite,
probably not wrong.
just
Cook
bite
everything
me.
natural.
Yeah, just bite me, guys. I'm the sweetest deplorable in the bottom of the basket.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
but by
getting-
the time they get to you, hell, they're full.
yeah, or I'm already spoiled. Is that better, Jeremy?
Is that better to y'all?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
hell yes.
Oh,
Hell
okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Now
Okay.
finish
I don't
your
know what
story.
happened. If it does that again, just let me know and I'll jump off here.
Man, it's crystal
No,
clear
you're
now.
good, bud.
Oh, cool deal. Cool.
Your picture's even better.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
My wife
Very-
had on the microwave. Sometimes it'll do, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, there it goes again.
Well,
Let's
hey,
do-
wait a minute. Before you pop off, look at your mic settings, see what it's set on.
Mic settings.
Yes, because sometimes a mic setting will do that if it's too loud. It'll cause it to
I
crack.
cut it way down. I cut
I
it
got mine.
halfway down.
I got my StreamYard mic set at exactly 100.
Yeah. And I got you.
Don't
doing
nothing
that.
50.
Okay. Yeah, it's not terrible. It wasn't like it was earlier.
Okay.
Hey, Steve, how you doing, brother?
Thanks,
If it gets
Steve.
any worse, y'all just let me know.
Okay, bub. Harvest
Yeah.
Mary 400. Honey, that's extremely high.
Holy cow. Hey, hon, order Cinechrome, please. Try it. See if it'll work for you.
Hey, Jerry.
Trust me. I've Hey, Sherry Wills.
Cherie.
Cherie. That's right. Remember we went through that, and I was incorrect. I was incorrect.
Don't make me get my
The
whip
cat-
out, Shane.
Oh, I
What's
know
up,
that's right. How are you, Cherie? But no, yeah, they need to break out. Harvest needs to break out and just invest in a little bitty cheap ass bottle of Cinechrome, and some other bottles say cinnamon chromium. Take that for a month. You will not. It cured my brother, and he had diabetes.
Oh, she's down to 100
Wow.
now. Are you on insulin, honey? Because 400, that's freaking scary high.
500, they admit you into the hospital.
She says she's got it down to 100 now. She must be on insulin.
Oh, wow. That's terrible.
Rome, the gentleman says if you're using external mic, you may need a new cord, a new cable.
Are you using an external mic, Jeremy, or is it on your built into your
No,
laptop?
Yeah, just a laptop one.
Yeah,
Is it
Use
still
your
messing up?
mic.
Yeah,
Hey, just a little bit, but we can understand you now.
it's not as bad as it was, but it's a little crackly.
Yeah, we can
Oh,
understand you.
he's froze
now.
up now. He's froze up. It might be his connection right now.
Yeah, it could be
May not have nothing to do with the mic itself.
because he didn't have any problems last night.
I bet it's his internet because he's locked up tired a drum now.
Poor guy.
Man, what a screenshot, Shane.
Yeah,
You got to make that the picture for this live tonight.
wouldn't that be a picture?
He looks like we confused him. Jeremy, we're having fun at your expense, brother.
He dropped the hell of this. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I seen that, Cherie. I was watching that a little bit yesterday when them trees came down on that fairway.
Well, that's just another obstacle. I mean,
Oh,
hell, that's just
man.
an extra stroke.
They've really had some really crappy weather down there the last 2 days at the Masters.
Yep. Was that at the Augusta this time?
Yeah, Masters is always at Augusta.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, they change it every once in a blue moon, but most times, yeah, it's at the Augusta.
Man, I've never seen an amateur play as well as that young kid he's like, this is his first time ever at the Masters. He won the Amateur Open. He's still in college. And last I seen, he was in third
Huh.
at the Masters, the toughest course of all times, and he's in third. That's insane.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, maybe the next Tiger Woods. Who knows?
Well, yeah, Tiger Woods, his day's come and gone. I don't care how good he is. He's still, you know, he could have his worst day ever and still beat the pants off of me.
Yeah, he's not. He didn't look too good this weekend, buddy.
Type 1 diabetes, only weigh 110, not weight 8. Lemon pie, don't splurge that too often. Yeah, try that Centrochrome. I'm telling you, girl. 6 people under my belt saying yes, yes, yes. I've told about it.
Ramona, that sounds like my joints, honey. I could pass it real easily as a Rice Krispie treat.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I was going to say, you don't look anything like you're edible.
Oh,
Sorry.
buddy, you'd be surprised.
You're full of milk chocolate or what?
I'm full of something. I'm not going to elaborate. Hey, Karen. There's my brother, the cat.
Yep.
So
one question.
What's going on with you tonight, bro? Anything good?
There's Ronnie. You know, not really. Today was, I had so much company today, and then my nephew decided he wanted to come ride his 4-wheeler, but he didn't want to go out to Sand Hills, which is a mile out of town, mile and a half out of town. And he just wanted to stay here in town. He asked if he could ride down here in my lot. That's a low-lying area. I said, yeah, just knock down some weeds while you're down there. And it's from last year, you know, because they get like 7-8 foot tall. They go straight up. They get huge.
Ronnie, good to see you, sir. How are you?
Good to see you guys too. I just mainly just want to jump up and say hi and ask how you guys are doing today, and to thank Shane and to let Shane know that we didn't see him in the chat last night because we had the full screen thing on showing that video.
Yes.
If
Yeah,
I'd
that's
known
what
you,
we watched. Yeah.
If I'd have known you were there, Shane, I'd have sent you a link. You wouldn't have had to
Hey,
ask.
You're good, bud. You're good.
Well,
You're
I feel
good.
bad.
Like
You,
I
I
said,
mean,
hell, best I probably didn't anyway.
and you know, we'd always love having you, Mr. B, and Devil Dog on, and that'd be great.
Well, absolutely, bub. I would definitely come over and hang out with you sometime.
Meemaw Patriot. Yes, it will. It will work for underage children too, because it's cinnamon and chromium, which is a natural source. Brew W, hello. I want to tell you, cinnamon. There's some people can't eat cinnamon. Okay, very few can eat cinnamon. My brother, I give it to him, and he is hitting 500 all the time. Now he don't get over 80 after 30 days of being on it. His dad can't take cinnamon, so he can't use it. He can't use it.
I love cinnamon.
I thought I was already subscribed to you, Ronnie. You just have 2 live streams up is all you have on your page?
Yeah, the main one is there where the Keno's got the link right there.
Yep.
Okay. I thought I had it, but I guess I didn't. I'm subscribed now, buddy.
Okay. Well, the way we do it is, you know, we always do it by email. I'll send you a link that way, because once put the link in the chat, there's a lot of people coming up that I don't want to, you know, come up. Don't want to embarrass them or myself, you know, by having to say, no, you know, it's not the right time for you. So,
Well, and that's why I tell people, no, wrong conversation. Try again next time.
absolutely.
Do you delete all your lives or something?
I do.
Okay. Because the channel I just subscribed to, it's only showing 2 live streams on your channel, and that was 2 months ago.
That's right.
Okay.
Because Big Chap and I mean, we had some heavy subjects, and if I leave them up, I won't be up long.
Right.
Oh, backup channel. Okay. I'll subscribe to that one too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Meemaw Patriot, when you go to look at it, read all it says about it and make sure it's going to be okay. I'm not going to tell you it's awesome or whatever, but Ramona Perez. Yeah, okay. Hey, Ramona. I said that a couple times. But I want to tell you, it is it's
Love
helped
you, Steve.
6 or 7 people I know of right off the top of my cup that I would subscribe to it. I told them go get it, and they did. And I got one that called me back. He says, I'm going to tell you something. He said, I got a bone to pick with you. And I said, okay, what do you got? And he says, I've never, and he takes insulin and all. He says, I've never felt so damn good in my life. He says, I'm pissed at you because you didn't tell me about this before. I said, well, I didn't know what your problem was. You never told me.
Natural cures are always the best,
You damn right it is.
by far.
Speaking of natural cures, I took Double Dog's advice, got online, did some research, and the wife just ordered me some stuff with that
Thank you, Al Bundy. I appreciate it, brother.
that stinging nettle. She ordered me a big bottle of stuff with that in it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to try it for my inflammation, see if I can get it down.
Yep.
You know what? Speaking of information, I've had a lot of back surgeries, and what it does over time is it causes inflammation. Because they have to cut this and that, on the bones, and they had to put a piece of bone in my spine where they took out the disc. And anytime they do that, it naturally causes inflammation. Arthritis, all the same thing over time.
Oh yeah.
And man, I'm telling you what, it'll eat your spine up and everything in a hurry. Thank you, Ron, the gentleman.
Chrissy Cat watched a bit about the resurrection. There's 2 shows I have to watch every Easter, guys. I have to watch the 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston, and I like the greatest story ever told.
Right.
Those are 2 I have to watch every Easter. They're my favorites.
Did y'all watch The Passion of the Christ when it was out?
I have seen it a couple times. Yeah,
Boy, that's a great movie.
It's really, really good, but it's very traumatic.
It is, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Karen Thompson, yes, turmeric powder is very good for inflammation. The problem is with turmeric powder, you're going to be better off with something else. I'm going to tell you here in a second. Turmeric powder, if you don't have what they call pepperin in it, I'm not saying pepper, it's pepperin.
Pepperin.
But it's from the same family as pepper. But it has to be a 3-to-1 mix. So your body will absorb the turmeric enough to get it to work fully correct. Now, there is a way around that, which is its cousin, which is ginger root. That will do the same thing, but you ain't going to have pepper with it. Just eat it raw. Skin it. Eat it raw if you can. If you can't, put it in everything you drink and eat for a week. It will do the same damn thing.
Man, we're going to start calling Shane Dr. Shane.
I'm saying.
I looked up all this for reasons, guys.
I know.
My family problems. My family, When I lost my brother to cancer, I started researching in 2012, day in, day out, because I wasn't going to have it again.
Yeah, but Ronnie, wait till we get his bill. You think doctors are high?
Oh, dear God. I'm going to give him the wrong address.
I don't charge for mine because then I'd get sued. And I ain't getting a license. That's why I don't go get a license, because the only time you get sued is if you have a license. If they knowingly hire you and you don't have a license, you can't get sued. Did you know that? No matter what you do, carpentry,
right,
construction foreman, it don't matter. If you don't have a license, they can't sue you. You have a license.
How about Shane? If you do something and you claim that this certain thing will cure somebody and it don't. I mean, the reason I'm asking because I know one guy that claimed or that said that I forget what it was now, but anyway, he said it would cure cancer, and he wound up in jail.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the one that was prescribing the dog dewormer, and that was 4
Yeah.
years ago. But then a year later, an old man out of Edmond, Oklahoma, took it, and they was interviewing him on Fox, not the Fox you see on the mainstream, but the Fox out of Oklahoma City.
Gotcha.
And Edmond interviewed him. He was type 4. There was no cure. He was going down, no matter what anything said. And he was in at his vet's getting some stuff for his dogs. He says, "Do you have anything that might work for cancer?" And they said, "Yeah, try that over there."
Mm.
You're
And
talking about IVC, right?
he went over and grabbed the dog dewormer and he started taking it, just like it prescribed for the dogs. And he went back into the doctor to do his checkup because, they said he was type 4. He was going to die.
Mhm.
And they said, "We don't know what the hell is going on, but that shit has reversed and reduced itself."
When you're talking about IVC, I mean, I don't want to say the word here, but same as horse.
It was a dog dewormer is what he was taking.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's on there. Look it up. Edmond, Oklahoma man cures cancer.
I think it's the same thing, but I wouldn't swear to it because, and I've heard about it. And the reason I heard about it is because I have had lung cancer, and the way they told it to me is once you have it, it generally always comes back if you live long enough, to get it again.
Karen Thompson, you are correct also.
That's exactly what I was saying. That was the word I didn't want to say.
And Kaiser, why can't I say The Cure?
You can say cure.
The Cure wasn't that awful of a band.
No.
They were okay.
Oh yes, guys. There's tons of things that work. And here's the thing: it's not going to work for everybody. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's DNA is built a little different.
Absolutely.
And your body can handle, because some people can take spicy food to cure high blood pressure. Some people can't touch spicy food because it tears up their, they got ABS, that stomach problem and all that crap.
A big chap sent me some almond, stuff. I got it laying right in there, and I've been taking it, and that's what it's for. This come out a long time ago, as a matter of fact. I think this is what the guy went to jail for because he was claiming it as a cure for cancer. Wouldn't swear to that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But I've only been taking it now about a week, and it's just more or less to keep me from getting it again. But anyway, it's this I heard about this in the 70s or 80s, long before I ever had it. And I don't know if that's the same time this guy went to prison or not, but so but anyway, I'm taking it and hoping that, because, and here's the thing, they blame lung cancer on cigarette smoke.
That's bullshit.
But I had mine checked.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, Steve. Whoa. What's this?
Yeah, I put it up on the big screen.
All right, Steve. So if I come up and do one more song, do I get an intro? Oh, I'm feeling left out. I want a cool intro. I'll even go buy me a Bon Jovi wig and do that.
Yeah.
I want mine to say the greatest singer that ever lived, period. Or the worst singer that ever lived. That'd be more like it.
Living on a prayer.
Now, Mr. B
Steve,
is good.
that's too kind of you, bud.
Steve does come up with some cool intros on his show.
Oh, I want to tell you what. I don't know who does him and Dee's intros, but I really would. I want a different intro for my show, and I'd play it, a couple minutes before I start.
Yeah.
Oh, he's already got. It says 10. Let's just say that 10 are already complete and ready to play. Anyway, but I don't know who does their intros, but I would love to get an intro. And I'm not smart enough to do that shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Me
Steve's
either.
great at it, man, at editing and everything.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy too. I mean, I got to say I love
Absolutely.
Steve. He's an absolutely great guy.
And
Yeah, I just
Steve,
don't know how to do that crap.
Steve, I have been praying for you, brother.
Absolutely.
For less pain and good health. I have been praying
yeah.
for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I need to get with Steve because, like I said, I want something like, totally digital, but I want a pretty cool something I can play for the people that. It's usually about 5 minutes before I go live. People are piling in. If I had a little intro, give them something to, listen to while they're chatting, I think it'd make it a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think the majority of them only run like 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, I got a bunch of cheesy ones they give you for StreamYard.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be right back.
All right.
My intro is actually Stranglehold by Ted Nugent.
Really?
Yeah, I just let so much of it play before I come on.
Right. Yeah, they got some. Like I said, I just always go up and look it up. You can go to YouTube. Copyright free music.
Yeah, right.
And that's. I mean, you can find all that crap.
Yeah, I thought about actually just creating one of my own with screenshots and just playing, like some cool riffs on the guitar with some overdrive or something.
No, yeah. Did you get that email I sent you?
I don't know. What was it, Bubba?
Yeah, I forwarded it from Leanne K.
I don't think so, because the only 2 emails I seen in you was StreamYard. Let me see.
No, I sent you one, and it was something you really need to read.
No, buddy. All I have is StreamYard invites.
All right, hang on. Let me pull it up. Let me forward it to you once again.
Okie dokie. Sometimes I don't get your first invite, and then it'll pop up after the second one shows up.
Oh, yeah. I just sent it to you again. Well, and that's why I always ask Keno, did you get it? He goes, yep. Hey, Lane James.
From Leanne?
Yeah, she's a lurker. She never comes on live.
Okay.
But she's always in the background.
I got it, bud.
You need to read that. And I don't care if it takes you a few minutes, because I got a few things I could do real quick and address some people. If you want to read it, but you need to read that. That is, she sent it to me, but you really need to read that. That is, it was based basically around you, or a part of it.
Am I in trouble?
No. Well, yes. Yeah, probably you are. Once you read it, you'll understand. 57 thumbs up. 84 people in here. Hey, the other 30 people, can y'all help me out a little bit, please? And thank you. 27 people. 26, 8 people. If y'all could help me out just a little bit, I'd appreciate it. Chrissy Cat, absolutely. The breakdown of molecular is oxygen and salt. Yep.
You know what, Shane? I'll send her. I found that old recording of that song on YouTube. I didn't realize I put it on here. That's what I played for you that night. Yep. I'll just send her the link. She could play it anytime she wants.
There you go.
So.
Yeah, but I thought you see what I'm saying?
Yep, I do.
I'm glad you went and looked, because, and I was hoping you got it. Creek Squad, hello.
That's very touching.
Yes, it is.
Hello, Creek.
For both of us.
Yes. Well, I will definitely, when we end the show later, I'll email that link to her, and she can watch it anytime she wants to watch it.
Well, Jeremy's going to try it again. Let's see how he's doing. Mr. Jeremy, how you doing,
What's
buddy?
that? I'll try it one more time, buddy.
Hey,
Sound really good right now.
yep. So far, so
There's
good.
storms going through here there, earlier.
That's what I told
Yeah.
Shane. I thought it was your connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, y'all was talking about that song. I just heard y'all talking about Buffett. Oh gosh, Alan Jackson. You was right. He made that song famous, but Buffett actually wrote that song.
Jimmy
not
Buffett wrote it.
Jimmy, but yes.
Wrote
Yeah, he
which
actually
song?
Papa Top?
5 o'clock. Yeah. Popped up.
Oh, really?
Well, I thought that song came
No,
out
not
like
5
back
o'clock,
in the
5 o'clock,
50s.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, 5
5
o'clock
o'clock
somewhere.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Papa Top
Top
came out
somewhere.
like in the 50s or 60s, didn't it?
You did. And
Yeah,
that's
it
why
did.
I was going to say, man, I
Yeah. No. Yeah. Jimmy Buffett wrote
didn't
that.
think he was that old.
Okay, my precious little kitty. We'll see you later.
All right, kid.
I like your hat. Your Texas hat.
See you, girl.
I love Chrissy. She's one of the sweetest ladies you'll ever meet.
Oh,
Sure
she's-
is.
Mr. Ronnie, did you hear me? I like your hat.
Well, thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah,
No
he's a
problem.
Texas boy.
And nice to meet you, Jeremy. What is your channel?
Oh yeah. Digging up the Carolina.
Digging Up the Carolinas. Okay, I'll check you out, man.
I
Ronnie,
appreciate that.
let's dig at Shane a little bit. Hook 'em horns, brother.
No, it's not.
That's it, home. I like
You know what? One of my favorite fans is Gary Carlisle, and he can't even come up here because he ain't never got no voice, but he wears a perfect shirt. OU. That ain't Ohio University. It's in crimson. It's Oklahoma. OU.
I gotta dig at you every chance I get, bud.
And the bad thing was, that big old shooting or supposedly might have went on, or that false alarm was down there at damn college at OU. And
Oh, was that a false alarm?
Last
Yep.
night, yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm
heard
wrong.
it was possibly a false alarm. I
we
haven't
still
heard
don't.
anything more.
Well, I think it turned out to be a confetti bomb, Shane,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
is what it was.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
You know, the
I knew I had
confetti-
people in my chat talking about it big time last night.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I was following it live and reporting on Shane's chat while the show was going.
Okay.
Yep.
I was
One of those
following
things where
it.
you squeeze and then it pops out stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, those confetti gun things.
Yes. I see.
Because that's all they
Yeah,
found was confetti everywhere.
No.
Oh, looky there. We have got a new person in the chat that normally don't come up. Look who it is, Mr. B.
Aw. Yes, Leanne, I read your email, sweetheart. And I don't know if you were in here, but I told Shane, I'm going to send you the link to that song because it is on YouTube. I realized it's on here. And you can play it anytime you like.
It is very good.
Thank you, bub.
It ought to be out to the general public, where people can buy it. That's how good I think it is.
What was that? I think I wrote that. What was it, 13 years ago?
Yeah, you said it was 13 years
13
ago.
years ago.
What song is it?
It's a song I wrote called Doubt.
Oh wow. You wrote it?
And
Yeah.
this lady has been watching me ever since. Oh my God, LWE.
And now it's on the radio?
And she's
No,
never.
I've never tried to sell it or nothing.
Oh.
Buddy, I have a freaking large box full of unsolicited songs that I've written over the
What I
years.
don't understand is why you don't send some of these things, what do they call them, a demo to the
Because,
guys,
well-
big guys.
Because there's a big. Here's why. Here's why I wouldn't do it. Because then they're going to say, "Yeah, we'll do it. We'll produce it for you." And then they're going to change a little bit of the music. They're going to put all their bullshit in it.
Yeah,
And then the next, they own the damn song, and you
That's
can't
right.
even play your own version without a copyright.
yeah,
I understand, but I'm saying just to get a foot in the door,
I wouldn't even
exactly
care to
right.
make a nickel off of it, but I would at
Exactly.
least like to be recognized that I had written it.
You would be.
Well, the
At
music
least in most
industry,
instances.
the music industry is very snaky, bud. It
Yeah,
really
your-
is.
It's
Your
a
version, if they
snake.
did that, your version of the song would, if you got caught singing your version of the song, they'd probably get you for trying to copy the song and change it.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
they're going to have a hard time stealing it now because
That's crazy.
it's posted on here from 13 years ago.
That's
I
right.
got proof it's at least
Yeah.
that old.
Well,
Well,
in
yeah,
all
you
honesty,
can
I
make-
thought
you
that's
can
the
take a
best song I've
song and-
ever heard by, what you call an amateur. That wasn't amateur to me. That was a great
Thank
song and great job of singing it.
I have a bunch of them. I just don't like to
And
put
that-
them out.
Well, and here's the thing: you can do a poor boy copyright. What you do is you take and you mail it
Yeah, I never open
to
it.
yourself, and then you got a postal date
Yep.
on it.
Yeah.
Hello, Stephanie, and happy Easter to you too. Then you got a postal date of when it was. And then
Hey,
anybody that
Steph.
takes it, you could go after them because now you've got a federal stamp on that saying that it was yours.
Oh, Creek's the same. Man, that's one of the most fun nights I ever had was that night we were making up songs, Creek. We were just laughing,
Yep.
just banging on the guitar, making up lyrics as we played.
About
Well, Creek's a good guy.
Oh, he's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. For a young man, he's got it going on. He was raised right.
He does.
yeah, my wife just told me I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers.
That what?
My wife just told me I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers.
Awesome,
You're
bro.
doing good. You're doing good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
How long you been at this?
About a year and a half.
Okay.
Year and a half. 2
You're
years.
doing good.
Wow.
We've been on about the same amount of time. But I've lost several channels, but I'm over 700 now. Once
Awesome.
again,
Awesome.
I don't even know what mine is. I haven't been on it in so long.
Last I looked, yeah, you was getting up for a little bit. So keep sending people your way.
Oh, I
Heck
know
yeah.
you do, buddy. A lot of my videos, I only had like 9, 10 videos, and a lot of them got yanked.
Well, I told you to
Really?
start recording these and putting them over there on yours so you have something when you're on here.
Oh, 162. That's with 3 videos. Or
I'm
three,
pretty sure I'm
three
subbed to you.
lives. 3 lives. So I'll start putting some more stuff on there. I just kind of put it on the back burner for a while. And
Meemaw Patriot says she just subbed Jeremy.
Oh, well, thank y'all. So, yeah, whoever subscribes, thank y'all so much. Yeah, I let stuff that y'all I was showing y'all last night, like the rings and the bombs and stuff like that. Y'all can watch me. You can go on my channel and watch me dig all that stuff live. Yeah, you can watch
Did you
Somebody
Did
put
you
your link in
do,
there.
uh,
I'm subscribed
any
right
of
quick.
that?
Let me get
Oh,
my.
will
not,
you,
not the
uh,
actual bomb, but like the rings and all that stuff. You can watch the coins, just umbrella, like old umbrella slides, the thimbles, just all kinds of old relics and things like that. You can watch me dig, real time.
so I sub, brother. We'll see if we can't get you to 1,000 tonight.
Oh man, wowzers!
No
Let me
kidding.
see.
Oh,
Can
me
somebody
and
put Jeremy's link in the chat, please?
Yeah, it's right up there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Di-
It's up there.
Digging up the Carolinas. It's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Kino
digging up
posted
Carolina.
it up there, Ronnie.
Okay.
It's about halfway up the chat box right now.
Here it is. I found it.
Yeah, we had a good time last night, didn't we?
Oh yeah. I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There's another sub, Jeremy.
Oh man, thank y'all so much. Good. Gosh.
And,
Yeah, you seem like a real good guy, Jeremy. I like good people. You
No,
know?
thank you, man. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
Yeah, you too. Oh yeah.
make sure I'm subbed to Mr. B here.
Ronnie, you better be.
I was telling my wife last night.
I am.
Telling my wife
And you
last
wasn't subbed to me though.
night.
I am on both channels now.
Yeah, is it raining anywhere out Y'all's way? Boy, it was pouring down here today.
Not
day
yet.
long.
Supposed to be tomorrow.
Oh my gosh,
Buddy,
all day long.
we were sunny and a little over 70 today, and
Oh man, you
supposed to be sunny all week, and Thursday it's supposed to be 80, Friday 82, and Saturday 83.
yeah.
50
Where you at,
degree
Mr. B?
Illinois.
Illinois, really?
50
Illinois.
degree temperatures change.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It got back up to 71 or 2 today here, but last week it was up to 95 or 6 here. And then it dropped all the way down overnight The next day it was in the 60s. So 30
Oh,
degrees.
all right. We had 84 degrees here one day. The next day it snowed.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't doubt
The
that.
next day it was 70.
It was absolutely gorgeous here, guys. I worked in the yard all day today, so
No, I had my doors kicked open and everything today. Tomorrow it's supposed to rain. We'll
Yeah,
be in the
it's
80s, 90s all week.
But tomorrow's supposed to stop here in the morning. Yeah, we're gonna get out and go metal detecting in the morning. Me and my buddy Andrew.
John H. Kansas City blew up a McDonald's meal once.
Me and my
Hey,
take
that
care.
is.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I subbed to. Yeah, I'm subbed to everybody here.
Jay, what's your funny story? You want to come up and tell us?
Now Jay's a great guy. Yeah, and he's been up on panel before. Yeah,
Jay.
come on up, Jay.
I got a funny story about.
I like funny stories.
Uh oh.
Right.
I was reading funny news articles earlier this morning on the net. I like the funny
no
ones.
words. You're just reading the news. Okay.
Yeah, the news.
Yeah, it's called the Looney Tunes. Finding, will you drop that, please? And thank you. So Jay can get up here. There it is, right there below you.
Got to hear those funny stories.
Becky
Oh,
Justice.
oh yeah.
What are you doing? John H.
John H is Be careful with John H. I'll bring him up if he wants to come up. I'll bring him up because I want to tell you what.
Yeah, he was the one looking up lots of stuff last night with him. With
yeah,
Mr. B, right?
he is stupid
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah,
his
his brain is on a whole nother level.
Yeah, he's from we're on the third power and he's on like an 8th or 10th.
Yeah, I'm not extremely positive he's not an alien, but I'm kind of on the fence still.
No, he's just an Oklahoman. He's just an Oklahoman.
He had to be transplanted there then.
No, he was born here. He left and he come back because he started dumb people.
Does Oklahoma and Texas, do they really go at each other like that? Do they go at each other all the time?
Football wise, they do.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
me
no,
and my-
yeah,
oh,
Oklahoma,
ooh.
Kansas, and Texas, we all are great friends, other than when it comes to sports.
Me and my wife, we went to
football,
Particularly
and-
Texas and Oklahoma, boy. That was
yes, please, while you're in there.
Jeremy,
wife
you live
watches-
in
Show off.
you live in South Carolina?
Yeah.
That's where my daughter lives. She lives in a suburb outside of Columbia.
Really? Yeah, we live in Spartanburg. We live probably about 35, 40 minutes from Columbia.
Yeah. We go down there every summer.
Right up 85.
We go down there every summer and spend a week with her and her hubby and the grandkids, and
Really?
then we shoot over to Myrtle Beach and spend a week. And
That's where we're headed to next week. Next
Are you?
weekend. Myrtle Beach. Yeah,
I
I'm
like
gonna
it
go
there. Beautiful
Good, I like
place,
it.
but it sure is.
a little bit.
It's an expensive tourist trap at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. It is. You're exactly right. I'm gonna go down there and Myrtle Beach for a little bit next weekend.
Jay, let's hear this, brother.
Jay Fritz.
Can you
So
can you hear me okay?
Absolutely.
I can.
What happened was about 10 years ago. Back in the day, I was really good at golf. I mean, I played pro, a bunch of pros and everything. I never went pro because I had a real good job and I just didn't want to spend time away from my family and everything. But I was really good at golf. So I had this idea. I had just moved into this golf community down here in Florida. And I was always getting these, all these old people wanting me to give them lessons. And I don't mind helping anybody out. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to start a golf channel on YouTube just for old people. So I start my golf channel and I'm giving small tips here and there, and I'm showing myself hitting shots and stuff like that. I didn't know in YouTube that people could leave comments. And the title of my show was Let's Play Around.
Oh no.
Dot, and I
Oh my
put
God, what are you, a prostitute? Let's play around.
and I said, let's play around. .. Golf. Well, the golf part
Oh God.
didn't show up, and I didn't know you could get comments on YouTube. So about 10 of those golf tips in, I noticed. I went to some of the comments. I think I had every gay man, every pedophile. I had like 150 people had signed that subscribed, and I don't think any of them were what I wanted it to be.
None of them are golfers, huh?
So immediately I took my channel down.
Oh yeah.
So that's my YouTube. That's my YouTube channel story.
Oh,
It's a very interesting story.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I got nothing against gay people, pedophiles. I do, but gay.
Well, I ain't gonna hold nothing against them. I promise.
But
Just ain't for me.
I decided I better take my channel down. You know.
Oh,
Well, hey, a crowd is a crowd. You know, if you're entertaining the crowd, you entertain it.
oh. They wanted to play around and get it in the hole, but it wasn't
Yeah,
the right one.
yeah, but it wasn't the right hole.
And they're using the wrong driver.
Yeah, that's right.
oh God.
Yeah.
Not to mention the putter.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's
they're-
too funny.
And their putter
Oh,
had a
that's horrible.
crook in it.
That's horrible.
So that's what happened to me. I would come on cam, but I'm laying in my bed right now, so I don't.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
good.
man.
You're good.
I just appreciate the story.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
thought everybody get a kick out of that. I figured.
That's
Oh,
too funny,
yeah.
brother.
Hurt-
Too
hurt
funny.
factory, hello.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, did you ever, Jay, did you ever tell him, well, thanks for the love, but I'm going to pass? And
I know. I never commented. Replied back to any of them.
They wanted to be your caddy, Jay.
He was in there singing like Elvis.
They wanted to carry my bag.
That's what I was just thinking.
They call them mud flaps. Those ain't bags, those are mud flaps.
Oh, shit.
If I'd have just left the ... off road, it'd probably been all right. But the golf
my
didn't
God.
show up in the title.
Well, I'm going to take
guess
that
not.
as words of wisdom, brother, when I name my show.
Yeah, don't put no ... sir.
Holy crap.
Hey, I'll do that one night just for fun.
Oh my God, that's funny. I can't even imagine the comments you got.
Oh my God, I can't even say some of them.
Oh, Lord. I'll be right back, guys. I got to go clean these. I can't see nothing.
Okay. Yeah, they probably will let into you.
I hope he hurries because I'm gonna have to go clean out my bladder and it is full. Been sitting here for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I don't know how you've done it, Shane, but when I drink beer, man, it's one trip right after the other.
Oh, I know it. Usually it's every, hour or every 3 beers, whichever comes first. I'm gonna tell you what.
I had good over 3 sips.
You said people was giving you a hard time about drinking.
Do what now?
You said some people was giving you a hard time about drinking.
Yeah, that's why I don't turn my camera on. My drinking and my smoking. So I just quit turning it on. That way they don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't drink or smoke, but heck, you're a grown man. I mean, you go home, you ain't driving, nowhere driving around drunk or nothing like that.
Yeah, I ain't driving around doing live or no shit. No.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well,
So, I mean,
Now, I got a question, Shane.
Right?
When you make your videos, do you put it's not for kids?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why anybody would have a problem with it.
We got some adults in here that just like to jack with people.
Yeah.
And they're just here to jack with you. That's it.
Oh, well, I know.
They're
I've
just
had
here
a
to jack.
few.
And I've had some elderly ladies mention it. Please, Shane, quit smoking. Or please quit drinking. Because I went through a medical issue at one time, but it had nothing to do with drinking and smoking. It had to do with blood pressure.
Yeah.
John H. is coming up, it looks like. Mr. John, how you doing, buddy?
what's that?
Hey, Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very well.
I got a day off.
Quit lying to us.
Well, I'm on call, but you know,
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, there ain't no way you got a day off.
I already got my 80 hours in this week.
80 hours. Are you catching up for next week?
No, I had a
Oh,
short
80
week
hours.
because of
You
the
actually had a
holiday.
slow week.
God, you will say, good gracious.
Makes me glad I'm retired.
Yeah.
John H has been known to go 24 hours a day on calls, and he'll nap when he can until he can
Really?
kill his name, and then he gets up.
Are you a
Oh, yeah.
doctor?
I know how it feels. I was on call.
Well,
20
of sorts.
Yeah, he's a doctor of computers
Okay.
all over the
Oh,
world.
Uh, Wednesday, I had a call in. I have two sets of earbuds tuned to different computers, hooked to different computers, so I can put one in each ear, so I can be on two calls at the same time.
No, man.
And then I had a cell phone call going at the same time. So
Well, how does your brain keep up with it all? I'd be so confused. I'd be wiring the wrong computer up to, you know.
it's I've been doing it for quite a while, but the hardest part is being sure to click in the right channel when you talk, or you confuse everybody else.
I'll bet. Well, I'd be confused, so I would definitely confuse them. Man.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, congratulations is all I can say, man. I'd be all messed up.
Mr.
Wednesday.
Ben, I'm gonna hand this over to you. I've been here an hour and 36 minutes. You know what I got to do. Be right back.
Wednesday, I was on 3 calls at the same time with 92 people.
Wow.
Wowzers.
Well, I know how you feel, John. I worked 40 years as an engineer on the railroad, and I was on call 24/7 for 40 years, 7 days a week.
Man.
That sounds too much like work, fellas.
I have
Certainly does.
I have these. So when you work with international data, different countries have different rules about managing that data. So most countries, you have to carry a certification to work on their data. And then some countries like Germany's high compliance data, you have to be in Germany. You have to be a German citizen. So we house their data in our data center, but that data center is in Germany, and we have to do what's called put a geofence around it. So, like if one of their employees goes on vacation in another country, they can't do their job. They can't call them because we have their data center firewalled off, so you can't reach it from outside.
Yeah.
Well, do you have to know the different laws to all the countries that you work with? I have no idea how it works.
Well, so we have a legal team that handles the compliance issues. Part of my job is to enforce those in technology. So, like to place the geofence around the data center. If that geofence is set up to the compliance team specifications, but it's wrong, it's not my problem. It's the compliance team's problem.
Got you. So you're what would be known as a geek, right? As far as computers go. The Geek Squad, as they're called.
No, he's the geek's boss. So he would be
30.
The geek's boss. Okay.
Yeah, he
30.
would be.
No, that
known
wasn't
as,
meant as a slight. That wasn't meant as a slight. Now, don't take me wrong.
35 or 40 years ago, I was a geek, but I've got experience now. So,
Okay. You're a super geek.
He's a senior geek.
Now he's Buddha.
All right.
Computer world.
well, so the thing is in my company is they parse out kind of who has these certifications. And I have all of the certifications a U.S. citizen can hold in that regard. So, even when I'm not on call, I'm pretty much on call,
Oh yeah.
You have
Because
any, Do you have any government contracts,
Uh,
or can you say?
yeah, but I mean, I can say, we house legal data for virtually every government on the planet.
Okay.
Wow.
We
Yeah,
have
that's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
we have the largest data asset, privately owned data asset management
That's ridiculous.
in the world. We have one data volume, or one. We call it a storage appliance, but we have one storage appliance that holds 128 petabytes of data.
So that's
What is
10
that?
billion,
What is that to?
10 billion pages of material.
God.
per petabyte.
Yeah. What's
Yep.
that petabyte like to? What I know there's a gigabyte. What's the petabyte like to? How many gigabytes is that?
There's megabytes, gigabytes,
Gigabyte.
and then terabytes, and then
Wow.
petabytes. So a petabyte is 1,000,000 gigabytes,
God.
and we
So that
That's 100 million.
I don't know nothing about that
pages
stuff.
per-
But just
yeah.
That's
It's, I mean, new companies that want to contract us, they always ask us how often we back up our data, and we go, it's never backed up. They want their data spun off to tape, and we're like, yeah, that would take us several thousand years to do that.
John, I have
Wanda Arms. Hello. Go ahead.
John, I got like a 2-part question, brother.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever personally had to go? You do travel to these foreign countries, correct?
My contract, I eliminated that from my employment.
Have you ever?
I have been asked to, but so I've been asked to several times. I've never actually done it because
Okay.
the company would come in and go, you have to go to Canada, right?
Yeah.
And I go, no, I don't. And they go, well, it's part of your job. And I go, well, my job's in my contract, and my contract doesn't say anything about international travel.
Okay. Well, that makes the second part kind of null and void. I was just
Yeah.
curious if you ever did travel, if you'd ever been put in a position where you thought you might be in any kind of trouble from a foreign government or anything. But
That's why I don't.
yeah,
I was going to say that'd be kind of an oxymoron. Let's send this guy over here because they're going to kill his ass.
well, yeah.
no.
I mean, it's a legitimate question because the laws in foreign countries aren't exactly what we follow here.
Right.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I work for a company. I almost had to go to Langfang, China, and
No thanks.
well,
oh, thanks.
they said everything will be great.
They always say that.
One of my friends that actually got me the job, he's like, "It'll be great. We'll go over there. We're going to spend 30 days over there," and but it was a sweet deal. We got paid around the clock. We got a $20,000 bonus, so we got almost $1,000 a day bonus for being over there.
Nice.
Well, the problem is he wound up going alone. He didn't come back for 18 years.
Oh shit.
See, I would be scared to death, man. I mean, you
Well,
even
why
take
didn't he come back?
you even take a photo of the wrong thing over there, and you could go to prison for life.
Yeah.
I was watching this lady
I wouldn't carry a
tell
camera.
stuff on the Joe.
Well, if
Like,
you don't carrying the camera, you ain't carrying the phone. I can promise you that.
Yeah, I wouldn't carry either one. I don't think I'd use a pay phone or whatever if they still got them in China.
Yeah.
Depends on what part you're at.
Well, he decided not to come back, but basically the company got him over there and stranded him there for 6 months, and he finally had to go through the embassy to get back home, and the company settled with him because his entire family was lawyers, so they were going to get ripped a new one.
Yeah.
When he got home, and they wound up paying him in advance for. And anyway, they made him a job offer to run offices over there, and he decided to stay after that. But he never did disclose how much they paid him, but they paid him a bundle of money.
I was going to
Well,
say, yeah,
maybe.
he could have retired, not even went back to work. I'm sure.
He told me
Oh, that's serious.
He'd been there like 8 or 9 years, and he told me that he was still living off of the money they paid him not to sue them.
Wow.
Oh yeah, he's going to live the rest of his life doing that.
Well, but in China, if you get $100,000 handed to you, U.S. dollars in China at the time, this was back in the 80s. He said, $2 or $3 a day U.S. over there is actually a good wage.
Oh yeah,
I bet it was. Probably still is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Probably
that's
still
one reason he didn't want to come back. He could get everything he ever wanted for pennies on the dollar compared to here in the United States.
Well, the
Yeah.
question is did he find him a good Chinese girlfriend?
He actually moved he came back to the U.S., got married, moved back, moved her to China, and they lived there for a number of years. He's got like 6 kids now. They all speak like 4 different languages, and
But she wasn't Chinese.
no.
Okay.
But it was kind of weird because the place where they stayed, they said that they would go, when you go to work for a company over there, they're all these big conglomerates. And basically he said, you go into their compound and they lock you in, and the company owns your house. It owns the movie theater. It owns the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you don't pay for anything. You just run a tab everywhere, and then at the end of the month they give you what's left over out of your check, which is nothing.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, that'd be kind of crooked in a way.
Yeah, he said one of the reasons the suicide rate is so high over there, and we don't hear it here, but there it is.
Without
He
the
said
quarter
because-
to his house.
yeah, he said they say you lose your job, you're homeless.
God.
I mean, it's like
Well,
there is.
And I'm sure they regulate your money, so yeah, they know how much. Let's say one person comes in there and they pay $30 for the same show you pay $50 for.
Yeah, I mean it's, but yeah, I don't travel anymore. I told them the world's just too. I don't want to be involved in politics. I don't want them to come up and say, well, even if this is wrong, you have to say it's right because of this. And I'm like, well, then don't send me.
Same way.
Because I'm not going to lie about it. And I don't. I mean, but in this day and age, especially in my line of work, the only time we need somebody physically there is when they're plugging in cables and stuff. We can do everything else through a keyboard.
Hang on a second, guys. Meemaw Patriot, good night, hon. Thank you for coming in once again. Always a blessing.
John,
Good night, Mimo.
John, do you work remote or in an office?
I work anywhere on the planet I want to work.
Oh, okay.
I do
Wow.
everything
Really?
through a keyboard.
Okay.
Wow.
Keyboard Cowboys.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
making more money than any doctor.
Yep.
I would bet.
Yeah.
And then some.
Yeah.
Well, the way they've been beating on me the last few months. Put it this way, my bonus was pretty nice this year. So
So you still looking like Moses, or do you go ahead and mow it all off?
no, I don't have to go in, so I don't shave.
Man, that's nice.
And that's been how long now?
3 years.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought you said. It looks like Metallica with a Moses beard.
I decided
That's pretty bad when your hair is longer than your wife's.
I decided to let my hair grow out too. I used to have really, really long hair. I had hair down in my butt crack at one time, and I decided that I wanted to have long hair one last time before I pass this earth. And it's already down to my shoulders.
Hell yeah.
Me too. I'm trying to get me a ponytail going on.
Yeah, you're gonna look like one of them Oriental
Right
fellas.
on, Jeremy.
You grow a ponytail,
Yeah, I'm
come
gonna
out the back of your head and run down your back.
I can grow hair. I just keep it shaved. I can grow hair.
So
Oh,
I was going to tell Jeremy so that round that lead wrap around it. What
the lead.
that?
Well,
Yeah.
the one I keep out in the flower. Yes.
Yeah. So that round is like a 2-part round, and that lead holds the 2 parts together. And
Really?
they like those in the Civil War because they didn't require packing.
Got you.
They could just drop it down the hole,
So that was Civil
and
War era bullet.
most likely. And then, so what would happen is when the charge would go off to launch it, it would hit the back part. The back part would, the front part's heavier, and it's setting still. So it would be like a big hammer hitting that back part, and that would cause the lead to expand and seal the barrel, just like
Correct.
packing would.
Wow.
And so they liked them because they didn't have to pack them. They could sit there and just drop them down the barrel. And
Yeah.
What are we talking about? I got lost here somehow.
He showed a bullet, a casing, it almost looked like a ground to air missile that he had found when he was doing a little bit of arrowhead hunt or a little bit of a metal detector.
Metal detector.
Okay.
And he found one that's from World War II, I do believe, somewhere, or no, it was Civil War era.
Yes.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, I got two Civil War ones too. One, they're different. They're a different kind. I got one that's that long one. I got that one that's a cannonball.
And so most of the ones that had an impact fuse on them had the fuse screwed in the front, the nose of it.
Okay.
And so that was most likely a lighted fuse. So like when it would launch, it would also light a fuse that was going off in flight. But they were less accurate because sometimes they would go off in the barrel.
Well,
Oh, God.
that one you showed last night, Jeremy, it almost looked like it had a firing pin in the bottom of it.
In the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. It's something solid too.
Well,
it's
it
not
looked
a-
like a primer, but I think that's a load. I think that's a load point.
low point.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what it is, God. That's why I showed you. I don't know nothing about
Yeah,
it.
those that were fused, they would charge them in through that hole, and then they would screw a lighted fuse in it, and then whenever it was set off, it would light the fuse as it came out of the barrel.
So is that black powder propelled?
Yeah,
It was like a musket ball. They packed the packing behind it and blowed it out,
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
and
if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, they would drop. So they would. It was kind of weird back then because they had a standard way they did it, but then they had these new technology coming out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what they eventually went to was it was kind of like a flour sack that had the charge in it, and they would cut it and drop it down the barrel. That way they didn't have to measure. They could measure out of the line of fire,
Okay.
and they could do prep work. And they would slide the charge in, they would slide the round in behind it. And if you ever see some of the old movies where the guys have the big rod and they're pushing it down the barrel,
Yeah.
well, what they're doing is they're packing the round.
Right.
And
Yeah, you got to have some kind of resistance in front of it so it builds up pressure and blows it out really hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've shot musket rifles before. It's the same principle, I guess, right?
Yep, it is.
yeah. And
I always thought it was them one things you drop down and it goes doof.
No. That didn't happen till Vietnam.
Vietnam. Okay.
So, but the fuse that they used in those, they used several different types, and it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of good websites out about the different fuses that they used, and all of them had problems. They were, none of them were perfect, but because their construction methods were pretty archaic. But some of them literally just had some steel balls in there with some flint, and they
Great
just
shot.
hoped it would,
Talking about-
yeah. They would just hope that it would make enough spark to
Gosh.
ignite it.
But Maybe that's why it
Anyway,
was
that,
playing around.
yeah, that more. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that do research on that. Of course, they don't have the records about how many was actually launched, but they do have some records about how many were manufactured. And you know, Civil War era projectiles like that, they put the failure rate at somewhere between 20 and 80%.
Yeah.
Now,
Guys, I'm gonna have to get off here. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Mr. B. And great meeting all you guys.
Hey,
Yeah,
Ronnie,
man,
Good to see you,
anytime, buddy.
Ronnie.
Appreciate it, Ronnie,
Anytime.
for the subscription.
Nice meeting you too.
Oh, you
Anytime. You going on tonight, Ronnie?
bet. No, sir. Probably tomorrow night.
Okay. Everybody that's in here, go check out Ronnie. Ronnie's, I think he goes by Ronnie York everywhere else.
Yeah.
And
I do.
but go check him out. He's got a neat show. Go check him out and see if you like him. He's got a neat show.
Yeah. Please do. I'd appreciate it very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys. Y'all have a blessed weekend. It's Easter, so
Always
everybody
a
be
pleasure.
blessed.
Always a pleasure, Ronnie. God bless you, brother.
Yeah, Ronnie York,
Yeah.
your link was just dropped. So yes, everybody go check him out. See if you like him. If so, subscribe, give him a thumbs up, and say hey from Shay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Everybody go check him out, please and thank you.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Thank you, Shane. See you guys later. Y'all take care.
See
See
you.
you, bud. Yeah, let me ask you a question, John H. Now, weren't
Okay.
some of them balls coated in flint? That way, it would cause enough spark to ignite that fuse.
Yeah, I'm not real into a lot of the design. I will tell you that one of the neatest museums that I've been to is in Pea Ridge, Arkansas.
Okay,
I was really surprised at how many different rounds, and because they were experimenting in the battlefield trying to make things more accurate.
correct.
Because round balls do not fly straight. But if you get a chance to go to the Pea Ridge, Arkansas museum, they've got about 40 different rounds that were that were recovered in that battlefield.
Correct.
Of different designs, fin designs, and one similar to what Jeremy had. The ones with grape shots in them. Another good place to go is let's see if I can remember. It's east of Kansas City. There's a little town there that was I can't remember the name of it now, but it still has a cannonball stuck in the pillar of the courthouse
Oh yeah.
up at the
Oh,
top. And anyway, there was a house there that changed hands 3 times in 5 days.
God,
And it was a very large house, but
same one.
yeah.
Yep.
And well, it was a big house, one of the largest houses in that area, and both sides wanted it for a field hospital.
Same.
Yeah, they both. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
That's
As a
crazy.
matter of fact, I made a story about that.
The Lexington, Missouri.
Well, I sure wanted to be the one that had to fire those because, like I said, I fired black powder rifles before, and that delay always scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, if you don't,
yeah, it's click, boom.
Yeah, I will
you're
drop
thinking the trigger. It's okay.
well, the scariest part is if you get a hang fire
Mm.
Yep.
and it goes click.
Oh, okay.
Like,
And then
so if
nothing.
Yeah, well, if you don't get the round packed properly, you'll have an air pocket in the charge, and whenever you fire it, a spark will go in there and it won't hit any powder. It'll die before it hits powder,
Uh-huh.
or it will light powder, but it just takes it 7 seconds to detonate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
fizzles out down there.
yeah,
Well,
so
I
the
sure-
if you
I
go
don't-
click and then a couple of seconds later it goes boom, you're okay. But if you go click and it doesn't go boom,
Run,
well,
run.
I don't know how them guys could do it time and time and time again, because for one, they have a heck of a kick to them, and I never walked away from a shooting where I didn't have a bruised shoulder from them rifles.
well,
Oh,
it depends on what you've got. Like that was one of the things. Kentucky, the Kentucky rifles were preferred for a couple of reasons. Number one, they had longer barrels,
Right.
so that they had had a longer range, because if everything else is the same, the longer the barrel, the more muzzle velocity you have.
Yeah.
Once the round leaves the end of the barrel, you stop pushing it.
Yeah.
Right. So they had a longer barrel, but also those rifles were made with really thick barrels, so you could put more powder in them, and they were heavier, so they didn't recoil as bad.
Okay.
Right.
Well, the
less recoil you have.
Yeah.
the guy I used to shoot with, he liked messing with me a lot, so I'm not sure exactly. He wasn't giving me hot charges and putting a lot of grains in on purpose.
Oh my God.
I want to tell you what.
Surely he
I had
wasn't messing with you like that.
I had a 308 rifle, and which are good rifles, but it was sawed off. And I shot a 253 grain out of that damn thing. Damn near ripped my shoulder off.
Yeah.
And I had 3 shots, and I didn't ever fire it again. Give it to my stepdad. He shot one of them at the 240 grain I had. He said it wasn't bad. I said, shoot one of them other ones. He
That's
says,
an
"No,
awful.
I don't think I will. I don't think I will.
That's an awful high load, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
My brother's got he's got an authentic Kentucky Civil War era Kentucky squirrel rifle, and he's a gunsmith, and he made one exactly like it to fire. And we've shot 650 grain rounds out of that.
Ron.
They'd be scraping me up off the ground.
Yeah,
Well,
what do? You reach through a concrete wall and put it against concrete so it don't
no,
cut your arm off?
those squirrel rifles are so heavy, it's got a little kick to them. But I will tell you that it's a 50. His is, I think, it's a 50 caliber.
Yeah.
And we don't have special rounds. He actually makes his own rounds. He's got a Civil War era bullet mold.
Wow.
And we were molding.
Smart fella.
We were molding and packing rounds, and we were putting a lead ball through an engine block.
Wow.
I mean, in one side and out the other.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah. But they're so heavy that the one he had, probably the walls of the barrel is probably 3/4 of an inch thick. It had, like, I think it's a 52-inch barrel.
Wow.
So
Hell yeah, that's like holding a 6-foot person out in front of you.
his authentic one that he bought, he was taking it apart to clean it. It was in pretty bad shape. When we took it had a brass butt on the handle he took that off, and it had the bill of sale under it, and it was like 28 cents is what they paid for it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then somebody had drilled the stock out of it and had filled it with lead round. They'd melted lead and poured in there, probably to lower the recoil.
Yeah, give it more weight. Yep.
Yeah.
The more weight, the less recoil.
Yeah. And but anyway, he's you get up there 4 or 5 100 grains, yeah, you know what's going on. And but he would make his own powder too.
Okay.
And the problem with it, the problem with black powder is the only way you know you hit something is when the smoke clears. If it's still there, you hit it.
The back of that is just it's like a solid lead band, and that's just I didn't know if that was you said that was holding that stuff together. I thought it might like come apart and be like splinter off and stuff like I didn't know what it was for.
Yeah, there's diagrams of that online, but so the front part is the inside of it's like a funnel, and the back part's like a cone that goes up inside the funnel.
Oh,
and that band is around the two to hold them apart. And whenever the charge goes off, it's like hitting the back of the round with a big hammer. And when that happens, that part goes up. The front part is got a lot of inertia, so it doesn't want to move. The back part gets hit, and that lead band expands and like seals the barrel.
Gotcha.
And
That's
off
what I
she
thought.
goes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Man, chaos right there.
Yeah,
I just couldn't get over how heavy that is, and how they probably carried hundreds, if not thousands of them, wherever they was going on horses and those crates and stuff. And I just wondered how the carrying cannons they shot them out of. It's just amazing to me how they pushed them things through the mud, the swamps, and just the hot and heat. It's amazing to me.
Yeah, a lot of those cannons, they could take them apart and they could manhandle the barrels, and if they needed to.
Yeah, still that's just a lot to carry behind a horse, drag through the woods.
yeah.
Golly.
I want to step in here and say good night. It's time for this old man to go to bed.
Take
All
it
I
easy,
want to tell you, Shane, remember I told you that time I played golf with Elvis? That sucker smoked one cigar after another. I bet he smoked 3 cigars.
Elvis?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he ever smoked cigarettes, but he fired 3 of those cigars up, and I didn't play with 14 holes with him, but man, he liked that cigar. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he did
Oh,
like
yeah.
his cigars.
Yeah. I'll see you later, guys. Y'all have a good night.
All right,
Take it
Jay.
easy.
Good night,
Nice to
Jay.
meet you, Chris.
Yes, I like my cigars too. Mr.
I
Big.
was online with somebody tonight who was playing golf with Elvis. That is crazy.
Welcome to Shane's world. I mean, people all over the world.
Dude, I talked to somebody
I,
who had freaking conversation and smoked cigars with Elvis Presley.
Yep.
well, I will try to jump up here from time to time, but I am going to have to go for now.
All right. Hey,
Nice to
John,
meet you,
you're
Mr. H.
always welcome. You know that.
So good to meet you, man.
All right, you too.
Always a pleasure, John. God bless, John.
All right. God bless you.
I want to tell you, one sharp individual right there.
Absolutely.
I
You
mean,
can tell he's you can tell by he's well spoken and just everything. You can tell he's real smart. You can just tell.
I want to tell you, in engineering, he didn't go to engineering school for what half we talk about, but the fucker knows all about it. I mean, this guy is that stupid smart. In between him and D-Dog, I mean, what more mentors do you want? I mean, there ain't nothing more than you will ever need, except from them two gentlemen.
Yeah, you can tell he's really smart.
D-Dog was in here earlier, and I don't know where the hell he went, but I'm sure he's still lurking. He always lurks.
Yeah, he'll wait till 9:30 when you're
He's always-
about ready to shut down. Then he'll want to be on for 2 hours.
Oh yeah, well, it's Saturday, so I'm on till 11 either way. So
Oh, that's right. That's right.
yeah, what happened to you last night? You bailed on us.
I stayed for the whole show. I was just in chat.
You know,
I didn't really have nothing.
The night before, whatever you was on last on the panel,
No, I
you
don't
stayed for
know.
a while, and then you bailed. You was like, "See you later." I gotta go.
Oh, the night Tammy was on.
Yeah,
I'll just
Hey, I was going to ask
yeah, okay.
have y'all ever heard of The Secret?
The what secret?
The Secret. Have y'all ever heard of that? The book, The Secret?
I'm not getting half of what you're
No.
saying, Jeremy.
Have we heard of the book Secret?
Am I breaking up again?
A little bit. Yeah, you're starting
Yeah.
to crackle pretty good
Am I
again.
really?
I'm only
think
getting
I'm-
about every other word.
Well, crap. Yeah, it's cool. Heck, is it that bad? If it's that bad, I'll click off.
Yeah, bounce
Let's
off
go.
and come back in.
Okay.
All right.
Darn, bye. I'll call him right back.
All right.
Yeah, he must have some serious internet shit tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, and he's probably got shitty connection because something got broke loose, you know. Yeah.
I'm wondering because last night it was really crystal clear.
Yeah, last night was good.
Yeah. No, last night I didn't come up, buddy. I didn't really have nothing to contribute to any of the topics. I'd have just been sitting there like a bump on a log.
Well, no, we just changed the topic because some of the topics I didn't even care for.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about anything, but it doesn't mean I enjoy them.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing to elaborate on it, so there wasn't no reason for me to be there. I mean, it's, so I just hung out in the chat and piddled.
Oh, hell yeah. Now I went and seen you over at Creek. You didn't even get on panel there.
I wasn't there very long.
Yeah, you wasn't. You wasn't.
I was tired, but
I jumped in between Creek and Ronnie last night, back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
Just seeing what was going on. And I jumped on Creek for just a little bit. I went back over to Ronnie when I bailed. And now, I just those sickies.
huh?
Oh, I got some company showed up and they're drinking Dos Equis and shit.
Read that to him. He'll like that.
Tears for Fears. One picture says Tears for Fears and it shows the Tears for Fears group.
Yeah.
The next picture says Bud Light that says Beers for Queers.
Oh shit. Well, that seems to be their advertising slogan right now.
Jack Daniels did the same thing instead of Jack Daniels. Now people are saying it's Jill Daniels.
Jill Daniels.
Oh yeah.
Clear Daniels.
Drew Daniels.
Or Carly Daniels band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. Man, it's warm in here, Shane. Shit.
It's probably too hot.
There's no fucking.
Oh, and they got the Supreme Court arguing over that stupid Jack Daniels dog toy right now.
What's wrong with the dog toy?
Wow.
Oh, let me see if I can find it.
John H. Transhauser-Busch. Transhauser-Busch.
Is this any better?
I think they're trying to get them on copyright infringement. I don't know.
Did I
Also-
clear up any?
Do what?
Did my picture clear up?
Your picture's fine.
Yeah, it's not your picture. It's your
Oh, so I'm speaking wrong.
you just
Well,
crack
it's
in and
just
out.
crackling a little bit. We'll
Is-
try
well,
to deal with it.
Yeah, I don't want y'all to have to do that. I like to figure out what's wrong with this darn thing. Let's see if I turn this.
It's better than that.
That's just wrong.
Oh.
I got a
Okay.
guy over here showing me some screwed up stuff. he spent so much time on TikTok or some shit.
Facebook.
Oh, Facebook.
Now people send me that shit too.
Oh,
They send
yeah.
it in my messenger. It's because they're afraid to share it because they're gonna get banned. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Wow, they've changed all this share
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, it's called invite invite. No, present now.
Oh my god.
Oh, I had 6 further.
Damn.
Okay, this is what they're arguing over in the Supreme Court right now, Shane.
All right, let's bring it up.
It's not very big, is it?
Wow.
There's a big square in the bottom.
Pug that.
No, there's not.
I can do that, but that's just for me.
I can bring one of the images up, I guess. Oh, can you see? That's see the Jack Daniels bottle
Yeah.
and then the Bad Spaniels toy.
Yeah.
See the similarities though.
Yep.
Jack Daniels is trying
That's
to get them.
infringement right there, man.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. They're trying to get
Shape
them
of the
on
bottle, everything.
No. Oh yeah.
trying to get them on copyright infringement.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a guarantee right there.
Well, the Supreme they're
That's-
arguing it in front of the Supreme Court right now, trying to determine if it is or if it isn't.
Well, bad thing is the Supreme Court can't do a damn thing about it. All they can do is make an opinion, and then they send it back
That's what I
down
was
to the
fixing to say.
court.
What
But
can they do?
yeah,
They
that's
can't do a fucking thing.
that's
That's
what
what I was
they're
thinking.
dealing with right now.
I was gonna say,
There's nothing more
Usually
important. Nothing more important going on in the United States that they have to bring that up.
Yeah, there's
So
nothing
did
else
it clear?
going on.
Did it
Nutmeg
clear up a little
come up.
bit? Or is it still popping?
Oh, it's popping.
Is it? Well, shoot, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, y'all. I'm
I
gonna figure
don't
out
know
what's
what-
wrong with it. No, I'm gonna still be on here though. I'm just gonna get off. I'm gonna listen to y'all. I'll see
All
y'all
right,
come back
that'll work.
on here tomorrow night, and I'll try to figure out what's wrong, y'all.
All right, that'll work.
Okay, Jeremy.
It's probably just a weather.
See y'all. I'm still gonna watch, but I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right.
Hello, Nutmeg. I don't know who Larry Gators is.
Oh, I was trying. I know the name. I'm just trying to think of what he did. Who put that out?
Oh, Bishop Larry Gator. No, I've never
Yeah, Bishop. Yeah, Bishop Larry Gator was the guy that. Yeah, Bishop Larry Gator was the guy that. He is a smart, intelligent guy, but yeah, he has a few rabbit holes he goes down that I still don't.
Oh,
Other than
okay.
that, he's very intelligent. He knows a lot of shit.
Don't believe I've ever seen any of his programs.
I have. I've seen a lot of his shit.
I might have to check into that. I'm not really into the rabbit hole thing anymore. It's
Mm-mm.
you go down it and it takes you deeper and deeper and deeper till you smack face on into a dead end.
Well, if you listen to him, he breaks it all down so you don't have to. But then this is once again, this is his interpretation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, Nutmeg. Yeah, Supreme Court doesn't do shit, and they have no power to do anything. They have no power to do anything.
Absolutely not.
All I can do is make a rendition of what they're supposed to do to protect the Constitution, which, in other words, the Constitution protects people's rights. It doesn't give them the rights; it protects them. And other than that, then they send it back down, and somebody has to make a ruling on it. Then it goes back up to them again, and then they decide whether it's constitutional or not. You can do whatever the problem is.
Well, and the second problem is getting justices in there that adhere to the Constitution.
Oh yeah, Roberts. He's a Republican that leans left, and he's the biggest crook there is.
Yeah.
And I don't trust him. And there's another one.
I don't trust a whole lot of them, to be honest with you.
Well, I know it.
I think it's all part of the same system.
Oh yeah, it's just the tails of a feather, or feather of a tail of that same damn bird.
Ah,
Yeah, they're all crooked. And you could even ask D-Dog, used to a Supreme Court judge, if they was in there, back in the day, if they was in there more than 6 months, they was doing a good job. So everybody else would just vote them out if they wasn't. And that's how it should be today. We need to vote them out because it is not a lifelong, when you get appointed, it's not a lifelong appointment.
yeah.
No, they can be voted out at any time.
Big Jim, how are you, bro?
Jim, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, pretty good. I saw you guys had a full house earlier, so I thought I'd wait a little to try to get on.
You gonna flex for us tonight? Show us them guns.
No.
Come on, bro.
No. I'm tired from working outside.
Give me a Hulk Hogan.
So you can see my traps.
Yeah, I can.
One day it's hot here, then another day it's cold. It's crazy weather.
Oh yeah.
IQ City.
AQ City lady. I got a question. I don't know if you touched on this earlier. What do you think the average person in this country is going to think if something happens over there in Taiwan? You think people are going to be surprised, or what?
I don't think they're going to give a shit. Most people don't even care.
I don't believe it'll become to anybody any surprise. I mean, they've been talking about it too long now.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think anything's going to come out of it. Most people don't know. They don't care. Doesn't affect us. That's just how they feel.
And you're always going to have the two factions, pro-war and anti-war, battling it out. You know, so
And it's always going to be the same money paying for both sides.
Yep. We figure war isn't good for any of us.
No, it is
never
not.
is.
No, if there's a war, we pay a lot of money to send our kids over there and die.
Yeah, we don't need another repeat of what we've been going through since all of us have been alive.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a old name from your past, Shane.
Yes, I see that. Margaret Kay.
I'm trying to get the volume just right.
Yeah, I can't believe StreamYard's. I haven't really dug into it since all the changes.
What have the
I'm
changes
glad,
been?
I'm glad you found me, Margaret Kay. I am so glad you found me, and I'm so blessed you're here. Nutmeg, well, Nubs, welcome. Yeah, Margaret Kay, I remember your name from LWN because you was there nightly. Entertainment Life, hello.
Q says she's an oldie but goodie too.
Oh yeah, I remember Q City from yes. Q City's been around forever. I love her.
Well, Shane, your show has really been is taking off big time. Look at all the views you're getting compared to the other shows that are out there.
I don't look, I don't compare because the only thing I know is I just love talking to great people. I mean,
Well, I think you have the best community on YouTube in here. I believe that.
oh, I do too because these people that come in here, they're down to earth and just freaking awesome.
Compassion, empathy, no drama.
It's a true talk show.
It's just nice. It's very relaxing.
Well, it's just like sitting in the lounge talking to everybody around you, and
Yeah.
that's the main thing.
Yeah. And everybody that comes up here to talk to you is good people. And
No, we're all just here to visit. We all have regular lives. We all have things we're doing, and you know what? We're all just normal. We're not showboaters. We're not news channels. We don't have an office. We just sit around and bullshit.
Nubs, how are you, bro?
Well, as long as they're
Doing
not
swell, having stuff.
Good.
Huh? I didn't hear him.
Hey,
No,
no.
I said
No.
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Okay.
Living a dream, brother. Any better than I have to pinch myself to make sure I wasn't sleeping.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yeah. I'll be back, fellas. I gotta go grab a pack of smokes real quick.
all right.
Yeah, I just hope if other countries don't take the U.S. dollar, it doesn't affect people's drinking habits because I like German beer.
Well, and here's the only thing it's going to affect. If every country in this world quits accepting the American dollar, what do we get from other countries we really need anyway? We can produce and manufacture everything we need right here in the United States.
You figure,
Other than cheap ass toys that Walmart sells you from China, or computers made in Taiwan, or computers made in, we can make all this shit right here. We
Well,
don't need it.
when I was a
Other
kid,
countries.
I remember my mother getting me GI Joe toys, and,
Yep.
and they were made in Japan. And
Yep.
back in the '60s, my mother said, "Now everything's
Well,
made."
back in the '60s, we used to occupy Japan.
Yeah. And remember those Tommy guns, like toy machine guns?
Yep.
Yeah, they were pretty good toys there. And the thing is now, okay, stuff made in Japan, especially people like stereo equipment, it's iconic.
You know, what do they say when
You're roboting, Nubs.
my signal? Yeah, my signal sucks. I just stopped up to say hello. I didn't want to be rude and just pop in and pop out, but I saw you guys were live and I wanted to bid you gentlemen a good evening.
Oh, not a problem. Anytime. Yeah, you're roboting a little bit.
So I don't want to bore you with my horrible connection.
Are you on a cell phone or a computer?
He's on cell. You
Okay.
can tell by the screen. Black on both sides. That's
Yeah,
usually-
you're right, an iPhone.
Yep. Yeah, John H., I see that.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to pry, John. It was just curiosity getting the best of me is all it was.
I kind of missed trying to get on StreamYard, Mr. B. What was that you were showing about liquor in the Supreme Court?
Oh, that case where Jack Daniels got a suit against that dog toy manufacturer for copyright infringement.
Mm-hmm.
The bottles are very, very similar, and they're even named very similar. So, and it's just a dog chew toy. Like they don't have nothing better to do than argue over that stupid crap.
I mean, that's ridiculous, really.
It is. It's petty.
I mean, my dog still chews on those Nylabones.
On what?
They call them Nylabones,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she's 7 years old now. She's a chewer.
Oh, wow, John. Okay.
Yep. Jeremy, yes, I will check that out. And if you go to Jeremy, if you go to my page and go to my about, it'll show you my email. Just send it to me that way. That's going to be easier to find for me.
Yeah.
You can sure learn stuff from reading people's chat here, like what Nutmeg says ahoy.
Uh-huh. I always try to keep up with, I want to tell you what, I always try to keep up with the chat because, man, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have a show.
We can always learn something every day, it seems like, just talking to people that know stuff we don't know.
Oh, absolutely. Because, hell, we can't see everything. I don't give a shit who you are. You can't see everything.
There's
It's
too much.
a conglomerate.
There's too much news to keep up with.
Well, there's no news. It's just too much bullshit to keep up with. You are correct, Jim. You said it correct. Some people call it news. I call it bullshit.
They do come up with some interesting stuff over here, though.
Oh, hell yes. The people that come in my chat ain't dummies. I mean, look at them. John H., D-Dog, Don Ritchie, Jeremy, you name it, Mr. B. That's just one of them.
I'm not in John or D-Dog's level, not by a far shot.
None of us are. None of us are.
It's kind of the point where the only thing this country makes is problems.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we had to start making like everything we buy at the dollar store. Where does it come from? China. Why don't we make why don't we make disposable razors here? I can't even remember the last time I bought a disposable anything that was made in this country.
Oh,
You
I know.
want to try it? Just the mic on.
And even I remember going to the dollar store once and buying crackers just to try, and I didn't like them. And I gave some to my dog as a treat. They were made in India. Why are we buying food from India, for crying out loud?
I mean, we make it right here. What's the freaking difference?
Standing. Look at that.
And it's not like it's a delicacy food.
Oops.
What happened there?
What the hell just happened there?
Shane went full screen.
Did something happen, Shane?
No, I guess because he got booted and I was full screen.
He just wanted you to look deep into his eyes.
Has he been up here before?
Yeah,
Nubs
Nubs.
has,
Yeah.
Because
He's
last
up
time I
here
was up here, there's
with
3 guys that were hitting on us.
Oh,
no.
no.
He's been up here quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's so many people live streaming.
Yeah.
I can't keep track of everyone.
Yeah. He's not.
There's too many shows. I mean, it's a good thing. You can't participate when there's like 6 people going live at the same time or 3 people.
Yeah. Yeah. Nubs is not one of the willy wankers.
You're always
Only on the days that end in Y is that the case.
Yeah. That's it.
And have you ever gotten home and asked yourself, why?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, why did I get out of bed? Why did I go do that? Yeah. It always ends in why. And it's usually the question, not the end of the word.
Well, if I didn't get out of bed, go ahead.
Funny story is I was listening to an audiobook today as I had the rare opportunity. And it was a book called Unfuck Yourself.
Okay.
I would suggest any and everybody read it and apply it.
Who wrote the book? Who's the author?
What's his name? Gary Scott something. He's Scottish. But if you type it into like Google, just Unfuck Yourself, it'll come up with Gary's book.
Okay. He's not related to Mr. Scott from Star Trek, I guess.
No.
Possibly based off of purely one being a fake accent and the other not being. But other than that, probably not.
What was that? Nimoy. What was his name?
Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy. Or Nimoy.
Yeah, you can actually get it at Walmart for $11.68. Gary.
Yeah, it'll
John
be
Bishop.
Gary John Bishop. I knew it was something Gary. I was close.
Even if those people have a video, different areas of Great Britain have so many different accents like the U.S., it's hard to understand what some of these people are saying.
I've always looked at it, and I've asked a lot of Europeaners, obviously having experience on, StreamYards and stuff. I've always asked them if my accent was pretty good, and they've always agreed, and I've always told them I've just imagined that I have this wad of shit in my mouth. And I get a pretty good, like, London-esque accent.
Y'all can get it on eBay for $5.97.
Oh, wow.
Best $5.97 you'll spend. Or you can listen to the audiobook on YouTube for free.
Yeah. New York Times.
I would recommend.
New York Times bestseller, Unfuck Yourself. Get out of your head and into your life.
Yep.
That's what the cover is.
Nubs, are you from the U.S. or?
Yes, he is.
I'm from my mother and father's copulation at one point in the mid to late 81. I was born on the land of Illinois, but not in the U.S.
I was born in Illinois, and it was in the U.S. And Mr. B is still living in Illinois.
Yeah, but I'm downstate. I'm not in communist Chicago, so
right.
That book, Nubs, is a series.
Yes,
there's a series of them.
Yes, and it's great. Like, I've listened to this book. I listened to it last year, and I was building a stone wall, And I'm telling you, I built that stone wall in 3 days by hand. And we're talking 18 to 24-inch boulders. I didn't use no dingo. We set the 5 major stones with the truck, just dragging them along as we were able to. But everything else was by hand with bars. And I just listened to that book and I built my fucking wall. And let me tell you, that wall is gorgeous. I poured my heart and soul into that thing.
What's the purpose of the wall? What's the reason you built one?
Retaining wall.
Oh, okay. Because I know like some areas where I'm at in Pennsylvania where the ground is rocky, people basically just built like walls just to take the rocks out of the field so they could till the soil easier.
Right.
I've definitely built a Pennsylvania rock wall.
Okay.
I have definitely built many of them.
I like the way Mike
I have
posted
picked my
that.
fair share of water.
Good
Or
job,
rock,
Mike.
rather.
And there's places like up in Oley, PA, you'll see old farmhouses and you'll see like they just have like a wall there, like around the house, and it's not really that high. And we have a friend, their son lives up there and his wife, and he showed me what the ground was like because he knows I'm a farmer. Because I said, why are there so many walls around here? And he sticks a shovel in the ground. Then I can see why. You get a wall big enough. You got rocks big enough to build a masonry fireplace. They're in the way to till the soil.
I have picked plenty of that Pennsylvania soil.
Well, it all varies. You figure most of the state is just mountains.
Yep, but a lot of even up at where I was at, I would say where I grew up, but that never really happened.
What part of the state?
Somerset County.
Okay, I've heard of that. I'm in Montgomery County, southeastern PA.
Mine was southwestern.
Okay.
So basically the same part of the state on the opposite side. Exit 10 on the turnpike if you're coming from Pittsburgh.
How close is that to Pittsburgh?
It's like an extreme suburb. Like when I say extreme, like you got to drive 45 to an hour to be, getting off the highway to get to Pittsburgh. So you're hour and a half from Pittsburgh ish.
Mm-hmm.
We used to like as kids, we'd drive to Pittsburgh all the time, like whatever. But as an adult looking at it at an economical sense, it's an extreme commute.
I don't think the Pittsburgh suburbs are quite as built up as like the Philly suburbs where I'm at.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Like
those Allegheny Mountains prevent a lot of that buildup because they're just too damn steep. Nobody wants to live there.
Have you ever heard of Horseshoe Curve?
Oh yeah, been there a couple times.
Horseshoe bed.
My dad's a big train guy.
When my dad was in college, he went to the University of Illinois. He would take the train. My grandparents would put him on the train, I guess, around Philly, and he would go all the way out there. This is back, gosh, and trying to think, probably around 1940 or so.
It's a long damn way.
Hang on, guys. Shane, I'm going to hop down and feed my fat cells again. I'll probably pop back up before you end. So,
well, that'd be great.
Take care, Mr. B.
All right, guys. Ciao.
See you in a bit.
See you later.
We figure Shane's been to end his show, then start another 1 hours later.
No, I'm not pulling that again tonight.
Well, that's what
I did it Friday and Saturday night last week.
He's a champ.
Chimp.
He's like the goat of the show.
I've talked to so many people that live in other parts of the country that don't go to sleep until the wee hours of the morning, and then they get up around noon.
Yep.
Me.
Yep. I seen the sunrise this morning, and I never even took a nap.
Well, I know when it's time to get up because my dog has to go out.
Yeah, I got up at 11:15 this morning, and that was it. So I didn't have much sleep.
About 7 o'clock in the morning is when I just open my eyes and experience life.
Oh, I used to get 5:45 every morning, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cutting it back conscientiously. I'm gonna start cutting it back so that my body is used to it, because like we've got 70s in the forecast for the end of this week coming up here. So that means the snow's gone. That means within, as soon as that snow's gone, I'm gonna put my shovel into the ground, come frost or not. I'll dig through that shit.
That permafrost hard to dig through.
Nah, not really. Honestly, you would think it's really hard, but it's not really a permafrost at this point because it's got all that water in it. And also, the other part of it is when I dig really cleanly. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell that I put a fence in other than there's a fence there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
We figure the water the ground is, the colder it has to get, the lower the temperature has to be for it to freeze up.
Yeah.
Right. And don't get me wrong, there's definitely a layer of ice and frost.
Sorry.
If people were smart, they would water their yard right before a frost or a freeze.
Yep.
Because it'll never get into the soil, because then the cold air just blows across it and it don't absorb in.
Yep.
That's what you do to fescue to keep it alive, especially in colder states.
Oh, that K31 fescue is good grass.
Yes, it is.
I have that in the roadways because it takes a beating, unlike ryegrass.
Oh yeah. Well, rye's seasonal anyway. It's a one-time season thing anyway, basically. I got a tricycline. It's alfalfa and rye mix. And they plant it out here, and you can cut it 3 times a year. You do it for 3 years in a row, and then you got to replant it. That shit grows. Like I said, you can cut alfalfa 3 times a year with that in there. And it's awesome to feed cows with. But one blister bug, and you feed it to a horse, one blister bug, if you break it in half, you feed half to one horse and half to another while they're eating their alfalfa, it'll kill both horses.
Well, so I've got alfalfa that's come up wild in areas where I've put the horse manure down.
Yep.
Because some of these people, you figure, some of these people that have these horses, they spend a lot of money on that alfalfa hay.
Oh, yeah.
It's got more nutrients in it than the Timothy hay has.
Yep.
Is that your hay?
Have you guys ever heard of a plant called duckweed?
Yep.
I don't think
do you know that it's 40% protein by volume, and everything in it is bioavailable for livestock? Meaning it's 100% uptake.
Yep. Problem is at 40%, it burns their bellies a little bit. They got to have something
cut
mixed with it.
You cut it with some corn.
Yep.
Some cornmeal.
Wheat or hay stalk.
Yep. You give them a little bit of something with a shell or a husk, and it takes that out. And honestly, duckweed, in my opinion, I use it for feeding my goldfish a lot. Because it grows like crazy. Literally, it doubles in 3 days.
Oh yeah.
So if you've got livestock and stuff, and you've got a pond that grows it naturally, send your kids down there and feed your fucking animals with the stuff that grows naturally.
Mm-hmm.
How far north are you, Nubs?
What's that?
How far north are you to have permafrost?
Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, we're southern Minnesota, like not South Minnesota, but we're in the Twin Cities, north.
Now, when you get into northern Minnesota, do you see balsam firs just growing wild near Canada?
It's a boreal forest up there. It's borderline rainforest. So there's all sorts of pine, pretty much anything you'd want. as far as growing trees, for harvesting or whatnot.
Because I know they have. Because I know they
but
grow
it's hard.
wild.
Yeah, it's hard country up there though. You're up in the Iron Range, like that's rough country. Not too many roads go through there to get equipment in to be able to move them trees.
I wonder if there's ever been any Bigfoot sightings up there.
We have an entire community that goes out on a normal basis. You see them and they'll have a certain sticker on the car. I asked what the sticker meant one day and I got a whole answer that I didn't want to know, but that's the synopsis of about a half an hour, 45-minute conversation at the gas station.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever been to New Jersey?
I've been through Jersey. I've never really been to Jersey. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Because that's a crazy state. It's like the southern part is the Pine Barrens, where it's all sand, and the northern part is like completely different, up going towards New York City. Because they claim there's a Jersey Devil. I don't know anyone that's seen one, but it makes good conversation talking about it.
Oh yeah.
Cryptoids are pretty interesting in my opinion. I think we as humans let our imagination get the best of us a lot of the time. And then there's the other side of that absolutely there was something that was going to rip your fucking ears off and feed them to its goat. Yeah, like
Well, in my area, being such an old part of the country, there's been quite a few documented hauntings. And actually, a few miles from where I live, if you look it up, there's a video on YouTube, Old Baptist Road. It's actually Skippack Township. I think that person that put it on there has it as Worcester, where it was the first documented poltergeist that happened in the United States.
well, you're up in an area, like you said, it's old country. I mean, if you look at the history of Pennsland, before that, it was owned by the French. Before that, it was owned by Padua. And there was Padua's wrong.
Lenape in this area.
What's that?
The Lenape Indians.
Lenape? Okay.
Because a lot of the names are Indian names. Like
right.
Is Skippack. That's Indian. It actually means, I think, deep water because of the creek. And the high school I went to is up the road. That's called Methacton. That's an Indian name.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm surprised with what's going on in this country. They haven't. Their sports team name is the Warriors. I'm surprised there hasn't been an outcry, to change the team name.
That is complete and utter manipulation in the disguise of. Actually, it's not manipulation. It is manipulation, but more so importantly, it's segregation is really what it is.
Well, it's just like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
There's a big ass bit about that.
Right.
New Dawn, I'm playing golf with Corn Pop tomorrow. Good luck with that. Don't get beat up. Joe says he's bad.
Well, I've always thought that the name.
This is. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
This is my opinion. So it does not reflect the show. If it differs from anybody else, it's not Shane, it's me. So make sure we keep it where it is, and it's not going to be dramatic. So I'm not going to throw you under the bus too bad or anything. Realistically, it's an honor, in my opinion. It is an honor to express those things. And if it's used properly, just like any other word, words are like swords. They have two sides.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got the Kansas City Chiefs, well, guess what? There was a lot of Chiefs that went through Kansas City. That's a fact. And I recognize those Chiefs.
The people from that tribe that named it, they helped name it, They threw the fit because they was getting their name taken away from them.
Right. Right.
That was the only recognition you have.
Yeah, and there's so much that's been taken from those people intentionally. So the last thing, it's much like I don't know if you guys have Land O'Lakes butter down there, but they did this big ad campaign where what they do? They took the Indian away, but they kept the fucking land. Imagine that.
Yeah, pretty much. Welcome to the Indians world.
You know, and
Everybody
that's
says
just
at times I'm racist, but here's the thing. Pretty sure I'm not. I'm Choctaw. Hello. Hello. You know why?
Well, and then even that, you know, the tribes that we have today, definitely, if you're Choctaw, you can definitely attest to this. If that's a picture of you, they used to be a whole lot darker and a whole lot different hair.
Well, you know what? You're Choctaw and you're Chickasaw both. A lot, 50% of them were redheaded.
Yep.
They look like
lots
Irish,
of teeth in there too, if I remember correctly.
Yep. And they were Irish looking, and they're not Irish whatsoever. It's just they were redheaded. I know people it's all over Oklahoma that are Choctaw and they're redheaded. Most all of them are redheaded. They're not the dark skin, long black hair. That was Cherokee, Kiowa.
That was a lot of the indigenous nations in the Americas prior to 1492. I've done my research,
there was black Indians.
A lot.
Say, well, they're black. No, they're not black. They're just dark colored Indians.
They were known as Burnett or Swarty.
Yeah, Swarty. Yes.
Or Tawny.
Yeah, there's a Tawny.
And the thing is like people don't know this, you know, and also takes fact. You know, like all the books about Columbus and everything. Well, why don't we read what his actual documents said? You know, because his description from his men was that he was Swarty or Tawny or, you know, like, so why aren't we using that?
When you go back and just read his manifest,
right?
That might tell you a whole different story because it ain't the same thing that stories tell you in the history books.
Right. You know, I actually, here's a question for you.
Do what, Jim?
So the victors of war write the history. I have one question for Nubs. Are there any Native American tribes in Western Pennsylvania? Because about the only ones and I know of in Pennsylvania are the ones up in the Poconos that have a few, casinos.
There are, but they're not any like they don't have their own land. They're just people that live there.
Okay.
So like, I mean, are there powwows? I'm sure there are powwows, but it's not like if you were to go to like Nebraska or Omaha or something like nothing like that.
Because I know there's some in Florida, but the biggest tribe left in the East Coast are the Seneca Indians in New York State.
Well, the Ojibwe is massive, and also the Cherokee Nation is massive. Yep. Choctaw is pretty big. I know that there are a lot of Seminoles, which would be your Florida tribes. Because and when I say Seminole, that includes a lot of tribes that were never actually Seminole, just included into the Seminole.
Well, the Apache broke off from the Seminole back when it was Seminole, and that's
right.
Kiowa was the same way. Kiowa was the same way.
Yeah, and you have a lot of creation stories and everything like that. Like I've done my due diligence. And Shane, let me ask you a question. Being a Native individual, I cannot trace any Native blood really to speak of. I mean, there was a grandma one time a long time ago, if that makes sense. Like she ain't there no more. Nevertheless, when I was a very young man, I lived in an area that I had as a Seminole medicine man, very well respected in the Native community. He lived behind me. Well, he was a Rolling Stone, so he lived behind me sometimes.
Okay. Right.
His two daughters lived behind me. You know, I used to hang out with them and play with them and everything like that. Well, there was this one day. The younger one was cute at the point in time, but she got old quick. Nevertheless, there was this one point in time where I was out and I was in the woods, and because we were at a cabin because my dad was fixing it up.
Okay.
And they let the whole family go up, and it was a weekend retreat, but my dad just happened to be working. Imagine that.
Okay.
So at any rate, found this feather. I picked it up and I looked at it, and I knew enough about feathers that I knew it was a raptor feather. So I was excited because I was going to bring it back to this individual.
Right.
And so I did so, and I brought it to him, and he looked at me and he said, I don't know exactly what this is. Let me find out.
Okay.
At first, I was pretty convinced that it was an eagle feather. My parents were rather nervous traveling in Minnesota with an eagle feather, but nevertheless, we were going to give it to a native, so we were going to do the right thing. So I convinced him to let us do it. So he takes this thing and he goes to the tribal council because he knew exactly what it was. It was not an eagle feather.
No.
It was an owl feather.
Right.
It was a great horned owl feather.
Very rare.
Now, in a lot of cultures, that's a bad omen, but in a couple of specific cultures, that's a really good omen.
Well, it depends on whether you see it fall or you find it. The finder is usually the beneficiary of all its blessings. The one that sees it fall means life's coming to an end for you.
Subsequently, I've done much research on these things. So yes. And I was the finder.
Okay.
And the reason he took it and didn't say what it was immediately is because he was perplexed that this young white man was given such an honor.
Well, it wasn't an honor. It was just he was at the right place at the right time. And yes, and they judge it a little different.
Right. And I look at it as an honor because I look at life as a circle. So when situations happen, it's not by anything but circumstances that have been created for your benefit. Whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, it's always for your benefit.
Yeah, being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. Well, he came back.
Go ahead.
He came back and he gave it back to me. And the reason he gave it back to me is because the tribal council had said, well, it's his. That's his honor. It's his blessing. And that's what he was planning on doing. He just wanted the okay of the okayers. And, because we're talking about something that's highly illegal.
Well, actually, speaking of feathers, I know in Pennsylvania, like birds that are protected, like red-tailed hawk, you're not supposed to it's illegal to be in possession of any of their feathers.
Exactly, unless you have native blood. And that's what I'm getting at. And I'm questioning having Shane on the panel with being native. Do you think that should be a law that if you are given such a gift from the creator, because that's ultimately where it's from. It's not from the owl. The owl is just a representation of the aspect of the creator's blessing that you are to attain.
Well, I want to tell you something. It is not, in my eyes, and there should be no law, because here's why. For one, shit happens. For two is the Indian tribes look at each individual that has this in their possession as a gift, and there's a reason they got the gift. Now, that's
Right.
how they look. It is not illegal. It is not a law. It is a protocol in some states, in some counties, but it is not, and it's a code. It is bullshit. If they'll look up the damn, it is a natural state of people.
You find something, it's yours to claim.
You remember that show Riddick?
Mm-hmm.
You keep what you kill.
Yep.
Okay. And it's the same damn way. If you find it, it's yours. No matter where you find it. You
I
walk
can
along-
definitely understand them trying to protect these animals. I definitely get that part. However, if I'm walking down my red road and I happen to see a reference to my red road laying on the ground, and it just happens to be from an individual that flies high above the red road, I'm picking it up.
Yes.
And
yeah, absolutely.
if that the reason I asked you about that is because I wanted to know what your opinion on it. Now, let me tell you the real story.
All right.
Okay, so a couple of months back, I was filling up some oil on my truck, and my son had gotten in to the truck, and he looked down, and the reason that he looked down caused me to look in that same direction.
All
He
right.
just went on with his day, not thinking anything. I looked down and I saw a very large goose feather with one just little-ish brownish. Yeah, it was a little bit dirty in one just a little bit spot. The rest
Right.
of it was a pure white goose feather. Very large geese we have that hunt the fish that swoop down and go after the fish here in Minnesota.
Okay.
If you understand the goose that I'm talking about.
Yes. What is that? A flamingo?
Yes, we'll go with flamingo.
Pelican. Yeah. Pelican. Anyway.
Yes,
One that lays a golden egg.
the wonderful tail feathers on a pelican.
Mm-hmm.
I was flabbergasted, dude. I grabbed a cigarette. I put the tobacco around it. The white one. I was like, because I know feathers.
Yep.
I know feathers very well, and I know what that means. I know what that goose feather means. It means I'm no longer ever the goose ever.
Right.
Like that one doesn't just fall out of the sky, if you know what I mean.
Right. It's been plucked.
It's been placed.
Well, what's the basis of the story, the goose that laid the golden egg? Where does that
I
come?
don't know. I think that's just a fairy tale.
But
Well,
see,
all fairy tales are just legends, and that means somebody wrote down something that happened.
but there's got to be a
Well-
basis to all this stuff. There's
Well,
got to be
and
a
it's like a
reason.
myth. There's always some truth to a myth. There's
That's
always
my whole
some
point.
truth to a legend. There's always some truth, or the story would have never kept going.
Mm-hmm.
That's
If
just
you want
fact.
my opinion on it, I would say it goes back to the cryptoids that we were talking about. Very possibly an animal that could have laid something that was rather different. And also, if you look at, there are some theories out there that I've looked at that kind of explain where gold comes from. And
Yep.
the reason that it's in certain shapes consistently is because it's the same spot in bigger things consistently. And those same minerals run in veins and vessels consistently. And when gold falls out of solution, it falls to the lowest point, and that's why you have like the golden boot. There's a lot of boot shaped pieces of gold. Obviously they break up and there's different forms of gold, but there's some really interesting theories out there. There's a guy on YouTube by the channel, his name is Mud Fossil University. He's got a lot of interesting theories, some backed up with genetics. So therefore not theory, but proven fact. And the genetics that he pulled was from a stone that was about 6 foot tall. And he assesses that it was a finger or a toenail that this rock was, but he drilled into the rock, pulled a sample from inside the rock, and it was a whole lot of toenail.
Huh.
Yeah, a whole lot of this, and then some. But the reason that I've even given it any credibility is because when you do put things of flesh underwater and dose them with minerals, shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
Shit gets hard. And not to mention, I also have a ring around my trees of stone that has consistently the same shape stone. I never shaped them. I pulled them. They're all the same type of rock too. They're different sizes, but for the most part, there's a bunch of. What's that?
What kind of rocks are in your area?
We have a lot of what they call roll off of the glaciers. Basically glacier runoff rock. So boulders and pebbles, and my personal opinion is I don't think a lot of that is boulders and pebbles. I think they're kidneys and livers and guts of animals from a different time in a different place that were submerged underwater.
Well, what's the soil like where you are?
Very sandy in lots of places. Which could there? What's that?
It's alluvial soil then.
Yes.
From the glaciers.
Yep. A lot of glacier. We do have some rock bed, but very, very rare. I have more rock bed in my area because of where I live, proximity to the river. Not the Mississippi, the what is that? St. Croix. So the St. Croix has a massive rock bed. That's rather interesting to say the least. It definitely is it's not an iron ore, but it has a lot of iron in it. And it looks melted. They say it was formed by glacier runoff and everything, and it made twisties and does all sorts of shit that the natural environment does not provide for unless there is cataclysmic events, and just doesn't look quite right. Yeah, like the story just doesn't fit the narrative.
Well, there's areas in Pennsylvania where the glaciers had to go a lot further south than what we're being told. There's one township near me. Well, actually, there's one place, Spring Mountain. It's a hill where people go skiing. It's not even a mountain, where you just see all these boulders. And it looks like the same kind of rock formations you see up on the Appalachian Trail in Pennsylvania. And then there's one township about 10 miles from me where it's mostly wooded. People can't even, where they live, they don't have much of a yard because like you'll just see like big boulders like just strewn all over the place. Then if you go like north of that or west, you don't see the boulders. It's like this stuff just got washed here from the glaciers melting.
Well, if you think about it in hypothesis, let's say I'm hypothetically in this hypothesis, I'm correct in what I'm saying. If you had a bunch of gigantic beings, like it says in a particular book, that were submerged in a very nutrient-rich water and then got wrapped up was it really a glacier? Because I don't remember hearing about a glacier, but I do remember hearing about a massive cataclysm with a lot of water and muck, dirty water filled with minerals.
Well, it was mud water. It was mud. It was mud and clay.
Yeah.
And that's called a landslide. And it was a massive landslide, and that's where it all come from.
Right.
Well,
and so you had this soup effectively. And in my understanding of this theory, effectively what happened is all of your organs started to harden because the animal was dead. Whatever that animal might be, whether it be a human or whether it be a giraffe, it didn't matter. But in fact, I can say that giraffes did not exist till, what was it, 70, or it was somewhere in the 70s or something like that. You know why? You didn't have giraffes till Chuck Norris hit a horse hard.
Well, there's
Oh
evidence.
my God! Really? Really? Really?
I got you on that one, didn't I?
Nubs, I got another question for you. I don't know if you ever heard of an author by the name of Immanuel Velskovsky that wrote 3 books in the 60s. They were bestsellers. He was an author. He was Russian. He wrote 3 books full of footnotes that prove a lot of the stuff that's happened in Earth's past.
Familiar? What?
Worlds in Collision, Earth in Upheaval, and Ages of Chaos. He has 70 footnotes in the book. If you look on the internet and look at the references where, okay, the bones of whales have been found as far north as the White Mountains in New England, under rocks preserved in the Appalachian Mountains, or even in areas of Siberia, they found the tusk of woolly mammoths preserved under organic matter. It's all proof that even the highest, you figure the Appalachian Mountains at one point in time, they theorized were as high as the Himalayan mountains. And the evidence is out there that was all underwater at some point in Earth's past history.
Well, like I said, think about it. I'm out here in the panhandle of Oklahoma, and I found shark's teeth. I mean,
that's because there was a massive inland sea where you live.
Well, not only that, okay, here's another one for you. We found camel teeth. We found rhino teeth. We found.
You know why?
Full skulls of woolly mammoth.
You know why?
I'll tell you what. You remember? See, people don't understand. There's a difference between a buffalo and a bison. You know what the difference is?
About 500 pounds.
About 10 feet. A buffalo will hit 15 feet tall to the top of their hump. A bison will hit 9 feet at max. And I'm going to tell you,
smaller version.
Yes, it's a smaller version.
We've talked about
mammoth is one of the biggest mammals, supposedly, on the earth at that time. And they're twice the size of a freaking elephant. And people don't understand that crap.
The thing that a lot of people don't know is that I'm going to list off and name a couple of animals. The elephant, the camel, the lion, the cheetah, I'm going to stop there because I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to look at the information. But all of these animals are indigenous to the Americas first. And you had a massive inland sea. But I think personally, like after looking at a bunch of stuff, I don't think I think the textbooks are so full of shit. I mean, you look at it, you had 400 years between 1776 and 1492. Or not 400, excuse me, like 300, roughly. That's a lot of time. That's longer than we've been around.
Do you know what's not indigenous to this part of the world?
Dandelions.
No, dandelions are. You know
They're
what
from
is
Europe.
not? It's an animal. They were introduced.
The
two,
pig?
two critters actually.
Which
One is a
animal?
horse. One
The
is a
horse.
horse.
No, horse is American.
No,
Horses
no.
originally.
No. Yeah, it come from France. And the other one is a cow.
The cow, I don't know, but the horse for sure. Like I would put this on anything. I've seen not personally firsthand, but I've seen the video footage of somebody going through the documentation and the actual bones, and it was laid out. And assuming they laid it out right, and the skull was correct, I know what a horse skeleton looks like. It was found in South America, the oldest one.
South America, but North America it was not. That's
I'll
what I'm
give you
saying.
that. When I say America, I think of the Americas as one.
Yeah. South America they were because the Spaniards took them there.
Yes,
Well, look-
the Spaniards
look-
reintroduced.
Well, look at the trees. You find firs in North America, like true firs. California has all kinds of firs that you can't take out of, like the Shasta fir. Like I grow Douglas firs because I'm at a low elevation. I grow cane and balsam firs. I can't grow the Fraser. You got to be up in the mountains. But for some reason, most of the firs in the world are all north of the equator. Actually, you find true firs in China. There's more species of true firs that grow in China than anywhere, than even North America. I've grown some Korean firs and some true firs from Japan. They don't like the climate because they're a high elevation tree. But you don't find all these fir trees in South America. They don't exist there.
What about the indigenous Florida gopher wood? That's a fir, isn't it?
No. To grow firs, you got to be in a cool climate, a true fir. The species is called obbies. You got the pinus species, which are, any kind of pine tree. Then you got the spruces, which is Picea. Then you have Douglas fir, which is a false fir. It's called Pseudotsuga.
Yeah, you're way smarter than me on that. I used to know some of this stuff, but you just blew my freaking mind because you're just spitting this shit off.
I'm a Christmas tree grower. Then another thing talk about like, yeah.
Do you want a contract? I need some Christmas trees next year.
Well, listen, I can't supply the demand. So my biggest problem is trying to grow them and not have the deer destroy them. My grandfather was born in Kentucky and in 1888, and the farm he grew up on, even after modern machinery plowing the ground, I don't know what happened to him. My dad went to visit where his dad grew up as a kid because his Aunt Sue took over the property. Even after plowing ground, he figured this was in the 1930s because my dad was born in 1924. You could still find pieces of seashell and ground that was formed in Kentucky to this day. Isn't proof that Western Kentucky was once underwater?
Yep.
And isn't that amazing? And southeastern Pennsylvania, where I live, is called the Trisaic area, where you find this red shale. This was all under, all of a sudden you go from an area that has predominantly red shale, some areas have sandstone, then you get down towards Philadelphia and it's a completely different rock formation. And having a copy of the U.S. soil survey, there are areas where some of the soils in this area were formed by wind-blown deposits of silt millennia ago. It's like, what caused all these wind-blown deposits of silt to occur? Because I've seen in some fields, actually one property my sister has, nice brown soil, very well drained. The whole top 10 to 12 inches is just basically close to like 80% silt, and the rest is sand.
That's a nice mix.
It's like, how did it get there?
And that's why I'm saying, like, that theory, it might be well worth looking into because it might give you a couple of your answers. Because hypothetically, let's say there were some massive creatures. As they break down, they're going to develop different materials. The kidney's going to produce one type of material. The liver's going to produce another type of material. The skin's going to produce another type of material. And they would all be in different areas regionally. If the thing was massive, like the size of the eastern seaboard, I wasn't there. I don't know. It does talk about the behemoth in the Bible and stuff, and then you have like the myth of Atlantis as well. There's all sorts of information that is, if you look at some of the archival information, not the mainstream narrative, because the USGS survey is great. Nevertheless, they're not going to tell you how it got there. They don't know.
They don't know. I'll give you another example. Well, it's only the U.S. Soil Survey. It's only a guide. It's not 100%, because I'm familiar with the soil theories in the area. One property, well, I call myself semi-retired because I'm not involved with my sister anymore. One property she had, I was growing trees on. It was an anomaly. There was about 1.5 acres of ground, and the guys from the Department of Agriculture, when we did soil conservation work back in the 80s, they couldn't believe it was there. It was black soil. Okay, and the rock they identified, hornfels. How did a metamorphic shale, just a little area, be right where it was, when the surrounding areas it's free of? How did that end up being there? They don't know.
It's a kidney, that's because I've dug in soil through and through. I dig for a living. Like I run through all sorts of different layers, and and it ranges from town to town, and it could be bordering towns. I can go across the street in some places. Now, some of that is build up, and and I get that, but I know what I'm looking for undisturbed dirt versus disturbed dirt. Because as I'm digging these things, I'm watching for all sorts of lines and everything like that. And if I'm in disturbed dirt, I know that somebody dug a line in. I'm trying to save my ass more so than anything.
Well, I've seen it years ago up in the Fleetwood Ole area. You can see ground that was plowed. One side of the field was reddish brown colored shaly soil. Now one side of the field was yellowish brown, and you can see limestone rocks. It's like, isn't that amazing though when you think of it though?
Yeah, and that's because I've been looking at those same phenomenons my entire career, and that's where I started looking into, and I ended up finding this guy. And if you look at what his theory is, the fact that he backs it up with DNA kind of like was one of those persuasive moments. I don't buy into it fully. It just makes a lot of fucking sense. Right now, I could go out and grab one of my stones out in the front. It's a piece of quartz, and no shit, it looks like somebody's fucking brain. It just does. And
what's your career, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a landscaper in construction.
Okay.
That's why you were blowing my mind with the furs, because I'm like, dude, I don't remember any of this shit, and I should, because it was all done. I did all that shit in school.
Mm-hmm.
We had to learn all of those, and then learn how to draw them on the little circles and stuff. No, not anymore.
I've been doing Christmas trees since I was like, my father had a nursery, and he got into it because he didn't like being a college professor. I mean, it's actually it's a hobby. My grandfather started this as a hobby. He taught economics at Ursinus College, put himself through. Being born in 1888, he fought in World War I. He couldn't believe what he saw when he was over there in France. Then he moved back. Then after the war, he moved to Ohio and put himself through college, working at the Goodyear tire factory when they made tires out of rubber. And then he got his PhD at the University of Pennsylvania. Actually, he was old to have a kid. My dad was born when he was 36 years old.
Oh wow!
Because the one show I was taught the other night, like some people got married at young ages, but people with higher education back in the 1800s, they got married at an older age. Because look how long it took for them to get their education.
Yep.
And my grandfather bought a farm because he didn't like living in Collegeville. And he started growing Christmas trees as a hobby on 66 acres. And people he figured they didn't have modern machinery back then. It was like you plant trees, try to use a walk-behind self-propelled mower. they didn't have these narrow tractors. Well, people started asking if they could buy the trees, and then the state in 1966 took it for eminent domain, and the ground was all taken for the park.
Well,
And
that
a
was
little-
nice of them.
Well, yeah, to put in, they were going to put a dam in for Limerick Power Plant, which we were 10 miles from. And my dad liked the tree end, and he saved enough money to start a nursery. And then my sisters and I, we saved enough to buy property on our own and continue the family business. Because say you have a property as a farm, and they take it from eminent domain, well, then you're out of business.
Right. Right.
That's how the whole thing got started, really.
Yeah, that whole eminent domain. I have mixed
Yes.
emotions on it. Like there are some times that if we need to move forward, but there needs to be absolutely equal compensation. And what is equal about something that's been in your family for generations?
Well, he
Like
bought
nothing.
he bought a farm in 1932, and actually, there were a lot of college professors from Ursinus College. It's a real small It's a real small college that fought this, and actually, Governor Shapp tried to get it reversed, and he couldn't. They took 3,500 acres of ground because they were going to put a 200-acre dam in to pump water to Limerick for the power plant instead of taking it out of Schuylkill River. And that's how people found out that they were going to build a nuclear power plant in this part of Pennsylvania. But the only good they did was, okay, they took all this ground, and that's how the deer problem started in southeastern Pennsylvania. I don't think I saw a buck until I was 28, and now these deer are just everywhere. You figure just taking all this ground to create a park, there's areas around here where I remember seeing the ground form when I was a kid, and now it's all wooded. It's changed the whole ecosystem around here.
But that's what's supposed to happen. Just ask them.
Well, actually, because I'm involved with the Pennsylvania Game Commission, there's more deer in southeastern Pennsylvania now than when the Europeans came here. It's probably quadruple. The Game Commission does infrared aerial photography.
Yeah.
Like, it's changed the whole ecosystem. Are there many deer where you are in Minnesota?
There were more accidents for deer during COVID than COVID.
Well, while I am, more deer get killed by cars than hunters.
Right. Right. And it's not like it's even a nice death. It's like they're going to go suffer. I remember on the Millennium, I was driving. I shouldn't have been driving. Didn't have my license or anything, but I was driving to a gig for a band, for a DJ, and going down 219, hauling ass. I come into an area where there's just enough. The grade goes down enough for the animals to start to be able to get up and down. And wouldn't you know, one deer goes in front of the truck. I clip him on the back corner. The other deer goes through the truck and the trailer, and the other deer hits the fucking trailer.
3 years ago on my road, a few hundred feet down the road, I hit one. I ran the thing right over. There was no time to even stop. Like I'm driving, all of a sudden, I see this deer.
It was not a nice conversation that we ended up having with the good sheriff or state patrol at that point. Yeah, but the other guy was driving. Just ask me.
Listen, I'm gonna have to take off because I gotta get it's almost 11:30 here.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce too. So no go on the Christmas trees for sale, huh?
I don't have enough trees.
Boy, oh boy.
There's 800 some thousand people that live in this county.
Sharon Whitmore, hello, but we're fixing to shut this down, hon. We're slowing down tonight, so. But anyway, yeah, when everybody bounces here, I'm fixing to shut her down. like I said, I got a lot of company coming and going. So, we all got family and we all got things to do. And
Take care of
we
your
all got,
business. Why are
Yeah.
you even up here, man? Go spend time with your family.
oh,
Well, it's just my
absolutely.
wife
And
and
that's
I.
what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. But I'm not going to be rude to these people come here to see what's going on. And you know what?
Yep.
If it wasn't for the chat,
Yep.
I wouldn't have a show.
Nothing exists without the chat. I hear you.
No, absolutely. I mean, I can sit here and talk to myself blue in the face. Ain't gonna do a damn bit of good if no one listens.
Oh, and Nubs, my son and his girlfriend came here last weekend because he's going out on the road again because he's a tour manager with rock groups. In San
Oh,
Diego.
nice.
Not really when you live out of a suitcase over half a year.
Oh my God, yeah, I know people that live out of a suitcase for 2 years at a time and come home for about 3 months and go back out again. And how they do it, I don't know.
Well, he likes doing it. Plus, he's gotten to meet people all over the planet.
You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just my wife and me and our dog. That
We just need some laborers. I can send you some laborers. We've got
I
plenty
do
of
all the labor.
homeless.
I do all the labor myself. And it's like
I was just trying to send you some homeless people.
my
I'm
sister,
trying to get them out of here.
my sister and her husband are my competitors. They have a tree farm a few miles from us, and their views of everything going on in the world are completely different than ours.
Well, Jim, I definitely know a guy or two with a couple of chainsaws that could come accidentally move. Just
Actually,
kidding.
we
Just
closed
kidding.
early. We've tried closing early several years because, put it like this: I know people at Lehighton, Pennsylvania, selling trees wholesale, Hills Nursery. They're charging like $60 to $85 for 7 to 9 foot tall Fraser First wholesale. That's the wholesale price.
Yeah.
Tree prices are just out of this world.
Oh yeah.
Well, think about it. It's the best crop out there. You wait 15 years or 10 years, a couple years, good quality time, and then we wait for what 3 weeks in December.
I make all my money from the day after Thanksgiving up till like the 23rd because we close Christmas Eve.
It's ridiculous. They go in. You go in there and you cut down a tree that supplies us friggin' oxygen, takes carbon monoxide out of the air, just for a 2, 3, 4 week period. It's crazy. It's stupid. It's dumb.
The only reason that I don't disagree with somebody like yourself and look at you as like a rate, because you're planting another generation and another generation and another generation and another, like for somebody like yourself, you're not going to just clear cut your crap and then hope for the best, and have a field full of weeds. No, you've got younger trees coming in.
And you years in advance on it.
Right. You're a long game guy. So you're replenishing everything that you get tenfold because of die off, so, or whatever it is. I don't know your business, and I don't claim to, but
cut off.
Well, the thing is, it's easier to start a new block of trees because people buy these in different sizes. You got to wait for this. It's not practical to try to get in there with excavating equipment to get these stumps out because you have such a big mess of all these roots from the trees. Once they rot up enough, I get through there with the machine, the disc or the rototiller.
You said chocolate?
And just pry them out of the ground and plant a new tree.
Why don't you just burn them out?
I don't do that. Them bitches will sneak
What do you like? How could you burn out all? I mean, the roots on some of these trees.
Steve's not so bad.
I understand I've cut down plenty of I'm saying to get them down to ground level at least and have that underground, go to work. And if you burn the top off, you cut them off, you nip off that stump, you drill a couple of holes in them, and you put some holes down in there and keep it warm. It'll burn out a good bit of it, and your decomposition process is much, much quicker.
Well, you take something like a Norway spruce. Some of those trees have roots like an inch and a half, 2 inches thick on the surface
Right.
of the ground. It takes
Right.
3 to 5
And if
years
you-
for the stumps to run up.
Yep, and if you burn them at the top, it decreases the amount of time because basically you get what ends up happening is your soil composite changes because you're putting all the char into the ground. So you give it all the biome a place to be able to come in, and the biome itself will break down those roots faster.
Well, when you say burn, in what way would you burn them?
With fire.
You couldn't. The way the vegetation is, I would say there's too many stumps. I would set the field on fire, the grass.
Okay, well, here's what you do. If you want to get rid of stumps, you dig a hole underneath the stump, the main body of a stump. Dig you a little hole, throw your little charcoal, the charcoal like you do on a grill. Light that shit and let it burn overnight.
Put a Dakota foxhole in there. That way you don't burn your fucking field down.
Right. It only burns underneath the stump. And then it burns all the damn roots and shit off of it, and then you can just pop it right out. I mean, you do it with a shovel after that.
There's so many roots, even from the Douglas firs that are deep rooted, you couldn't even really get under the stump very easily.
No, but you get under. Yeah, there's a lot of them, but you can do it. It's a pain
Absolutely, you can. I dig through I dig through roots all the time. You get yourself a good bar, and obviously you're on a scale. You're probably talking 500-600. So this is like months of work out there doing them a couple at a time. But you could easily do it as you plant. You burn it out
summer long. You got all summer long while you're waiting for your new crop and the new season to come along. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's time.
Yep, there
But
is.
realistically, it will clear
I'm
your
fixing to shut
fields.
this thing down. I'm fixing to shut this thing down, so I'm going to do one thing. Nubs, give me your final thoughts.
Final thoughts is work smarter, not harder.
Thank you.
And read that book. Read that book I suggested.
I disc the ground. There's so many with the disc harrow. There's so many roots. If I would try to even rototill some of that, I would break the tiller.
Oh, I agree.
You probably would. You would until they're dead.
Yes.
Once you burn it out, until they burned out. Once they're burned out, the roots will not feed anymore and they will die
quicker. Yep. And once it's burned, the biome of the soil comes in, and it's an explosion of biome because it has a place to live. Yep. And that's what's designed in the natural environment to break down that stuff. That's why a lot of pines or spruce or whatnot, there's some species that until they're burned, they will not regerminate.
That's right.
They don't when these are cut down, they don't come back.
Right. Right. I understand that. But what I'm saying is there are some pinus species that are some needle bearing trees that grow pine cones, that the only way that pine cone is able to germinate is through fire.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm aware, like in the pine barrens. Yeah.
John H. Jim Boswell, look into Stump X.
Okay. Because actually,
Stump X would be chemicals.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what I've been doing? Putting manure around this on top of the stumps. Horse manure.
Burn it first. I'm telling you. Get yourself a big drill. Do some. Actually, you know what? Don't listen to me. I don't do your job. Do some research on the program if you would like to, good sir. Otherwise, do exactly as you do and be continuing to be successful.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody have a good night. Have a happy.
All right. Everybody have a good night. Yeah, I'm going to shut this bad dude down. Thank y'all for coming up. We will see you all Monday night at 7:00 Central.
Have a good one, y'all.
Thank you. Like I say, once again, if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have a show. So thank you all in chat.
Peace out.
See y'all.
Well, take care. Thanks for having me on, Shane.
Not a problem. We'll see you, bud.
Okay, I'll see you one night soon.
Yep.